Rubik is potentially disgusting. And I think Hippomaniacs first phase AA when they beat Secret. They took a game off Secret in major qualifying.
Yeah, I think that was. Spot, right, with the old chill and touch, but the rework, you don't give that to a tri-lane anymore.
Yeah, I just think it's I think the applications of Frostbite are really huge. It takes away some of what the Cuddle is able to do with his Ags, takes away some of Bane's sustain. You know, with Arcane Supremacy lift into
especially if you get a hero in conjunction. For example, if you had a Darkseid on your team, holds them all in place, vacuums them in for the cold feet. And it's not just that you don't have to proc the cold feet in that scenario, it's the fact that they have to run away as a proc,
right, it's just,
which means you just chase and kill.
I mean, I probably shouldn't spend this much time talking about a hero that hasn't even been picked. There are certainly a lot of things on the board to go to with both kings, with both lanes. Although you do expect to see Vega commit to the offlaner here. So many heroes getting banned out of the pool.
Let's see Freya, right? Has first phase, 2 bans, 1 pick. They're looking at Vega, they're going, what are your options right now? And actually, I wonder if we'll see a Darkseid. I don't think we will because you've got 2 range supports, but I know Kezu is one of the most renowned people for this hero at the moment.
Yeah, Kezu was one of the only people that was playing Darkseid in the last patch. Okay. That's a risk right here. With the Rubik and Axe already on the board, again, really early in the draft. Luna, the way this patch works, you're going to have that early BKB and you're going to feel very powerful when you get it, but you know that this Axe is going to be able to control you. And if you try for the BKB Eclipse and you've got a Rubik behind, you can very easily end up giving up that spell and just straight up losing a team fight.
On top of that, actually, if this is a Rubik support and you combo that with the Axe, Luna's a short-range hero. You can easily drag her into the creep wave, get an easy call, and she's not a very tanky hero.
Not tanky. I mean, she's one of those heroes that it feels like, as you talk about the Phoenix coming out of here, it feels like that she ought to be a pretty good egg hero. But it's not necessarily the case. Your Luna does not necessarily want to get hitting the egg.
Is the big issue. Luna can be highly potent against opponents, especially once they reach your base. But of course, the crux is that short range does leave you exposed. Even if you build,
you're almost always, because of that short range, you're almost always going to be hit by the fire spirits. That's a good offlane pick. That's your solution to getting this Luna in and out of fights. Perfect Centaur pick.
There's also a lot of anarchy here. When you chase down with a Stampede, the Keeper Light can push people back with Blind Light. There's a very good amount of catch on the side of Vega right now.
Well, and it's also, you know, it's looking as the draft goes on more and more like a sort of Death Ball-y type lineup out from Vega. And one of the weaknesses of Centaur is that he's not the best blink initiator by himself, because even with the blink dagger, you still have a very long animation on that hoof stomp. But if the Centaur is more in position where he's just counter-initiating and concentrating on getting his team in and out of these fights, he feels a lot more powerful. That limitation does not come much into play.
We did have a slight cut out there, which we forgot to actually restart.
We always forget to restart the stupid call. Let's just do that and get it over with.
All right, folks, there you go. You got 100% Nahaz back on the mic.
All right, there we go. That's what we like.
Radiant team.
Fourth pick, Hippomaniacs. They go for the Deucer.
Okay.
That's one way to fire up against the Luna, I guess. But you have to remember, this is not a BKB builder, and you're up against the Bane.
It is Okay, so what they're doing here, they're looking at it as with the Luna already on board, something like an AM just straight up doesn't fit. Like Luna mid seems really bad. And so what are the other heroes that hard counter the Deuce? You do still have mid PL to worry about. I imagine Hippomaniacs, that's probably going to be their ban.
Or the Mirana. That's good against the Deucer because you can put in Diffusal, you get the mana break talent, and there's a Phoenix there, which Mirana is one of the natural counters for that.
Yeah, it's the natural, like, Mirana is the natural diffusal carrier, but once again, like, Mirana can have real problems against an Axe. And remember that with the change in 7.2.0, I think is a much bigger deal than people realize, because it cuts away one of the tools that she used to be able to use to kite melee heroes. Like, you no longer have the control over your orientation. You can't just you can't leap to the side or leap away and keep attacking anymore.
It's definitely true. It does mean you miss out on a small window of that attack speed buff time. We did see the Deucer versus the Mirana before. Funnily enough, it was also a lineup that had a Luna, and they did make it look fairly feasible when they started deathballing early on, because of course you get that buff for the damage from Mirana in conjunction with the attack speed.
Do you ban the Mirana here ahead of the PL?
I feel like the PL can maybe be dealt with to an extent with the Axe, and like, you know, you can actually use that a little bit better in the fight. It's hard, right? Like, both of those heroes seem like they are viable picks for VEGA.
Okay.
I think maybe the PL feels a little bit greedy though, right? With a Luna already there compared to the Mirana pick. Like, the Mirana feels like something you can slot into VEGA's lineup better and not feel like you're taken away from Luna's farm. And they go for the Skywrath instead.
Skywrath ban. Okay.
All right, that's something completely different. Screw what we said, folks. They have something else in mind.
Huh.
We're just not sure what.
So what is this, like a...
What is the pick that requires you to ban a Skywrath here? I'm just not... I mean, it screws your Phoenix server.
It's like a...
Maybe.
10 seconds
I mean...
remaining.
And then Deucer's safe lane, which we haven't seen so far. It's been exclusively mid.
Orf mid? I don't know. That's weird.
It has to be one of these type of heroes. I mean, the Phoenix gets screwed a little bit, but... Faceless Void. All right, so you're trying to make sure that they can't use the Mystic Flare in your Chronos, but that is a very selective scenario.
That's strange little combo. I mean, okay, so the Ancient Seal Silence screws with you.
10 seconds remaining.
Wow, this and this then also becomes a very slow lineup by Hippomaniacs. Like, they have a lot invested in this Axe, getting his items online early, and just running around the map.
It's a very
he needs Vanguard and Blink in a hurry.
Yeah, I mean, you got this big team fight combo, sure, and we see this so often, teams that think they've got it because they got the order right now. But I feel like in this current meta, the way things play so fast, I prefer the Anarchy. I prefer the lower cooldowns because the game is rapid, and if you've got this big fat cooldown on a Chrono or an Egg, you compare that to what VEGA can do.
You could pick OD here as VEGA. That gives you the save for the Chrono.
Oh, they actually banned it.
Oh, they banned it.
Yeah, Hippomaniacs second phase.
Right, that fourth ban. Okay.
There's the puck down.
And yeah, that's
not. It can actually handle the Deucer and lane reasonably well with the Decrepifies.
Sure.
Of course, you do.
Although you actually have to be really careful because you still get snake.
Yeah, that's the catch. Although, in fairness, this is one of the faster heroes in the game, so there's a chance you can break away from the snake, which means the Deucer has to start with you as the target, which means you're not losing as much damage, as much health, or losing as much mana. I
just think this is too... I like what Hippo are trying to do here. I really do. I just think it's too greedy. I think it puts too much on the Axe and the sports, because you got this great combo, but it's gonna take a lot of time to come online, and even after it comes online, both of your two cores still need to keep progressing in terms of their farm. It's not like you can just ball up and hard commit to these pushes. You have to make sure that both of these cores are still continuing to progress.
Especially that Phoenix.
And you lose a fight, and your towers are just
They are dead. And on top of that, it's like this Phoenix pick. I'm just looking at it. Like I said, you've got these two cores that want to keep farming, and you've picked one of the most greedy supports in the game in terms of XP. He needs levels desperately.
Do you perchance... there's no interaction between Chronosphere and the new Coddle ult there? It's not like Death where you can still drop the Ignis into the Chronosphere.
You should be able to still drop it, because I don't think there's no way to disrupt the Ignis from proccing.
Yeah, I don't... Okay, so I just don't know about this Void then, because even if... Fine, what you say is, okay, well, you can just do that, and then Void's just going to kill it. But that's still a couple seconds in Void's Chronosphere that he's not going on people. I just don't... I don't know about this.
It's also the turnaround opportunities. On top of that, you're talking about a Bane that can just Fiend's Grip you from outside. And let's not forget, folks, Fiend's Grip gets pretty filthy when you get around the mid game and your Bane just has the cast range talent and has picked up an Aetherlens.
Well, and with the new Enfeeble, right? I mean, you one of your cores gets gripped in this game, and that's the other issue, right? Is that neither of your cores, Void can, but neither of your cores in this for Hippo really want to buy BKB. And so they're going to have to worry about having Enfeeble on them and getting gripped and just sitting there forever.
And then when you look across on the other side, you know, we talk about Luna needing BKB in a lot of these games, and I'm looking at Hippomaniacs lineup. I'm going, actually, Luna could just be as greedy as she wants here. There's not really too much in the way of magical damage to worry about.
Well, it's mostly to stay out of the disables, but yeah, you're right. I mean,
well, with that,
most of the disables, she's gonna get disabled anyway.
Yeah, that's a huge deal. Like, you got the Call, you got the Egg, you got the Chrono. Those are the big concerns. Telekinesis lift, sure, maybe one day, eventually, Rubik will be annoying once he's maxed out the Arcane Supremacy, but
30 seconds to battle.
That's a very situational moment in a game where that actually matters for the Luna. She should be bodyguarded most times anyway.
I mean, I really kind of want to see this Hippo combo come online, because I feel like this team is better than what they've shown so far in these games, but it's just such an ask, because the other variable in the equation, man, Emmett T knows this Coddle. Like, he was one of the first players that I saw playing this Coddle in the new patch, and he grasped this hero astonishingly quickly.
Definitely has a lot more, shall we say, impact in the lane with the change, bringing Blinding Light into a skill that you can get straight away.
And his ult play, like, he was maybe the first player I saw to really figure out the optimal ult placement. The Blinding Light, he downright abuses it.
Especially, we haven't actually talked about the combo you can have here, which you can Blinding Light people into stomps.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's one of the ways that you need a device to offset the long cast animation of that spell. And they immediately get the first range grid. They're going to win the first wave. All right, that was a very fortunate deny by the Phoenix there. Prevents them from just crushing that first wave. But Pugna here in the mid lane is also off to a nice start.
That is looking nice. It's kind of interesting how the meta's changed, and now these kind of supports that shove the lanes hard are viable. Because you go back to the previous patch, no one would pick a hero like Paul, not just because of, you know, how weak it was at the time. It's also in the lane, it just shoves hard into your opponents, and it was too favorable for them.
That's been the meta for a long, like, that meta change has been coming and going, and mostly coming since OG won the Frankfurt Major. Fly was the first one to preach shoving lanes as a support, and it changed the game so much. Saberlight getting low here in the bottom lane. 2 more hits I think they need. He's going to be able to salve up in the trees.
He should still go down here though, regardless. Lucent Beam will slow him down. Just take a little bit longer. But I mean, I was talking like...
I got the Nightmare.
Shoving later on, but shoving super early on. Like, you didn't want to because you didn't want to give over any denies, right? You wanted to make your opponent's life hard because the XP denial factor was ridiculous. Like, yeah, definitely later on, you want these supports to shove lanes. And if they die for it, it's fine. And this is where Cottle is really good. Same with heroes like Jakiro. Also easily...
They got the Bane and Luna got their level 2 super early in this one. That was part of why they just axed down with no problem whatsoever. Bane had both the Nightmare and the...
Yeah, they combo pretty well as well, because of course that Luna Blessing does work pretty well for the Bane, who already hits pretty hard.
Yeah, it gives him that. That was one of the. That's one of the problems with Bane. Also, it's not just how hard he hits; it's that his spells are fairly expensive. Nightmare, 165 mana, but you do get bonus int now.
Oh, Bane has been found here. We'll be harassed a little bit, but of course, no threat from an axe really, because it's not until at least level 4 that you put a point into call.
And level 1 Battle Hunger, as tanky as Bane is, and as much sustain as he gets from the level 1 Battle Hunger is not going to be enough. Centaur is awfully low up here on the top lane.
Look for him here, but he'll salve up. Be fine. Kari needs to be careful. He has to time walk, but trying to harass out maybe next time in the meantime. We'll get the bash. Reasonable spell. totally reasonable. You know, it's just like everything about the current patch suggests that someone on the development team really likes these anime characters. They just want to, you know, look at the way Omni Slash is now. Look at the way Void Bash is.
Oh god, yes. Jugger Void. Insane. Pugna is rushing mid. Mage just having a field day against the Medusa.
Yes, this is a huge difference. 19-8 to the 10-2 on the Medusa. We wondered how this lane would play out, but you know, part of this is Decrepify. The other part is just the Never Blast forces you to either just tank the hit fully or burn your mana, which you don't want to because you want the Mystic Snakes.
Most of the other lanes looking like more or less a rub, although the Luna is not CSing particularly well.
They just getting pretty low here. Supreme without the snake. It won't be enough though. Nicely calculated by Mage. He actually got very aggressive in the face of Decrepify, and now he has the ball. He'll be able to heal up while Supreme, he's only got a pitiful stick.
Yeah, that's the other thing. The courier was just coming out from base too, and Supreme now has to play this, at least this next, very carefully while he waits for some more.
He's always shoving this lane forward because he has, of course, put a point in the split shot. There you go. You get your mana back, but at what price?
Right.
We want bot. Pexu getting pretty low here, actually. That's the standing ground fight. Uses the brain sap after the mango. Lucid Beat's going to be there. Marth might be going down. Pexu needs to watch out for the battle hunger. They'll get the corner Rubik. Pexu, don't let him touch you. There's the battle hunger. Gets the brain sap out. Turns around. The cool comes out from Saberlight. The spins will get the kill. But Madara will get the runes.
Yeah, Madara's going to get both runes. Then probably a good trade. I'm not sure she could save the Bane there.
It was very unlikely. He would have maybe delayed his death a little bit, but even after that, like Pexu at that stage is out of mana, he's out of health. He'd have to walk back to base or deny himself. Definitely the right choice being made by Madara though.
Oh, look at Supreme here in the mid lane, completely out of mana.
You know, I was then clicking there. I checked the levels, immediately saw 6. I was like, something's about to happen in this mid lane. And what it is Medusa's just having her head stomped into the ground.
Oh, gosh.
She's in trouble. Pexu rotates around. They trap her in the corner. And they know they got this kill. Never Blast. Life Drain is there. They'll turn around. Nightmare comes out in the Phoenix as well. Seni, what are you doing here? The double for Mage. Well, one in piece, actually, but all the same for him because now with the Catapult and the Never Blast, he can do a lot of damage to this tier 1. Actually, on the rune. Muff moving in. Yeah, he'll deny it.
Muff's going to deny the Invis rune. Nice play there. That hurts the Pugna a lot because he's got an empty bottle.
Yeah, he identified that the Bane did have a sentry, so he didn't want to actually try his luck there. Didn't want to try and pick it up.
Yeah, that effectively might have just saved the mid tower too.
You can't actually pressure anymore. You need to actually get full. He does use the shrine, but that means that he's not poking and prodding his tower, and that would have been the perfect time as well. With the catapult there, he would have taken that tier 1.
Well, in the bottom lane, Madara doing just fine here. Got lifted. Looked like it might be in a little bit of trouble, but
no, Muff's here all alone, more or less. The Axe had to go use the shrine alongside the Medusa, and the biggest problem right now is because Phoenix is sapping up mid. They know that Void's all alone. You can just see them making sure it gets nowhere near the creep wave.
Well, and the Phoenix can do absolutely nothing as Pugna just stands here and kills the tower.
Pugna basically giving a freebie, and meanwhile in the bot lane, Madara picks off the Rubik here. They just ignore Axe completely.
It was just a little bit weird when the Axe left for the shrine. It was continued playing up and was taking her ass and taking her ass, and he felt a little more secure when Saberlight comes back to lane. But yeah, you got quite a bit of burst damage coming out from those two heroes on the Radiant side.
Pop. They want this. Mage has arrived. They can't get the kill in the void. They'll have to take the tower. And actually, Curry's nowhere near 6. Still got half a level to go.
That is a clean win if you can take this tower.
There's no way to really stop them. They don't want to contest either. Mage is in a whole other league right now. No one can really deal with him.
That lane against the Medusa, that is a Pugna favored lane, I believe, but I don't think it's supposed to go quite that badly. Boy, Curry just... Kezu has the sense that he's up here.
He does indeed. And I think the other issue you're looking at here is, yes, Medusa now has an XP advantage over the Pugna, but Pugna does a lot more. It's not like you're on this type of hero that can then punish Pugna with an XP advantage.
Well, and the net worth too. I mean, Pugna's sitting up there with, you know, 1,600 net worth on the Medusa, so the level advantage is really mitigated.
Pretty negligible.
Oh,
Stampede used, bot lane. Oh, trying to get this Madara life drain will protect him.
There you go.
They might turn around though. They see this. Oh, they just blow up Muff. Straight away, he's gone. And Zenny, you might want to leave too. You take a lot of damage from the creeps.
Muff just playing a little bit loose on this Rubik, just not respecting the nuke potential of the enemy heroes. I mean, but between Brain Sap and Lucent Beam, Rubik, you're squishy, buddy.
He is indeed, especially seeing as, you know, the changed Arcane Supremacy we talk about is strength.
Yeah, you no longer have that defensive aura. Right?
Exactly. Got more aggression, but less defense. And I'm just watching the top lane as you just saw multiple times Curry. He wanted to chrono onto the call, but he can't. And Axe in the bot lane going down so easily as Mage rotates for another tower.
Please stop feed. That's got to feel so bad as your Medusa when you're just sort of trying to claw your way back into this game.
There's no recovery in sight at this rate if they keep letting Mage take towers like this. This is freebie after freebie.
Well, there's just not that much they can do with it, and this is why we criticize the greed of the Hippo lineup, especially against a Pugna. I mean, you're not down 3 towers.
Yeah, definitely. That type of hero that can actually apply that early aggression to punish you when you take these 2 carries that want to farm constantly. Runes are up, and that's just crippling even more. Vega, they take every rune. Hippomaniacs are being starved.
That's a 5k gold lead at 10 minutes with so much map control here. Look at the Radiant wards. You know, it's just the slow burn in terms of making Dire play on a small map.
You can see Dire's wards fixated around this mid that they will never get a chance to touch. As Mage has returned here, and his next objective will just be to start shoving in on that tier 2 in the mid lane.
You just need, and with this Void Medusa combo, you need a bigger map to provide farm to both of these heroes. That's why I was worried about so much being placed on the Axe. And then when that mid and bottom lane goes so disastrously.
And the only one doing maybe okay is the Void, but actually he's behind Medusa now. He has just picked up the treads, and he still is reluctant to commit a chrono to anything. Can't blame him for that lack of damage as well. He needs like a Mask of Madness before he can actually burst through anyone. They're not going to smoke though. They can drop the egg as well. They might be able to find someone. The problem is there's so many people that you can't have in that have to be in that chrono rather. You have to have the Colin there if he's nearby. You have to catch the Pugna. Just stops you from killing people.
Yeah, and they may pick off this Coddle Centaur duo top here, but remember we've got 2 Radiant.
Stampede.
Backside Mage is here.
They're going to turn around on him here. The Ignis is just get dropped down, and oh no, they're in a lot of trouble. They steal the Ignis in return. Bane, he's stuck staring in the eyes. The Deuce is going to run him down. The corner back foot catches on a Pugna, and now the chrono is there. They take a lot of damage to the Nether Blast. They'll get the kill on a Pugna as well, and that was probably the best they could hope for out of these chronos.
Absolutely. The other two Hippo heroes coming in right at the time to make the difference there. I thought that the Coddle placement looked Medusa was out of mana by the time she popped Stone Gaze, but difference is your other 2 heroes are in position to come in and influence the fight.
And then the other big thing, of course, was that stolen Will-O-Wisp just placed perfectly to ensure that Peksu got turned to stone, which meant there was no Nightmare coming out. There was no Brain Sap that you could sustain longer. It was just useless. Not to mention, actually, if you...
That's why all the teams love picking Rubik, right? I mean, you can always make a big play with this hero out of the support position. He's one of the only heroes that, as the enemy team gets levels,
he benefits.
Your hero gets better.
Absolutely, and like that's the other thing. You look at it. Maybe Pexu had the Fiend's Grip, but he's about to get level 6, but he definitely wasn't level 6 for that fight. And that meant he had to be that deep. He had to be that aggressive. He couldn't try and snipe someone out from the side with his ultimate.
Look at the play call here from Madara, though. They want that tier 2.
It opens up the jungle. Like you said already, this Deuce of Void, they need more on the map. And you're just going to cut off the entire jungle that Void is so desperately farming.
Curry needs to be a little bit careful here. Okay, he knows it.
Will mean they will submit and probably give over this tower. They have actually smoked up, which is interesting considering you have got the egg coming off cooldown, but no chrono for 40 seconds.
40 seconds still.
They got the blink, though, on Saberlight. Problem is, Pexu is likely to just tank this attempted gank. He's pretty deep. They'll ping onto it. They'll move in. The call's going to come out now. Pexu will fall, and they will leave him behind. All the while on the bot lane. Stampede to make sure they actually get out. Meanwhile, bot lane, maybe next time it's just going to shove in here to make sure someone has to respond. Farm, farm, farm.
Absolutely.
It's the richest support right now, but that's what you expect. The biggest thing that you get out of Call Pick is he is going to farm like no other.
Yeah, but still, that team pickoff is really good for Hippo because it gives them another minute or two here to farm both of those big cores. This is the set that you need to run, okay, to have a chance this game. You need Void farming primary and Medusa farming secondary.
Of course, this is the window, right? Like we haven't seen a Fiend's Grip so far. That Bane pickoff, like you said, is good because right now the Medusa and the Void are both very squishy, very susceptible to getting bursted down in a Fiend's Grip. Maybe the Medusa a little bit less, but honestly, I mean, you got 700 mana. You have to stay on strength threads whenever you think someone's nearby.
Exactly.
It's lovely buffed up. I like that move from Rubik, just passing by with the Arcane Supremacy to amp up the damage.
Pexu.
He's fine this time.
He still needs to get the hell out of here. Okay.
Well, Madara's frontlining right now. They have to be careful because the chrono is back up. The runes.
Oh, look at Mage in the dire jungle forcing out the Stone Gaze.
Wow. Actually had no choice there as the life drain was being used, and you finally do her on her own. She has no lockdown. That alleviates some pressure, but the good news for Hippomaniacs is they do have these layers we talked about in the draft. You've got the axe for the blink initiation, you've got the egg, you've got the chrono. There's so much that Vega have to fight into. They always need this pickoff before engaging.
Yeah, which is fine when you're the ones dictating the action, when you're the ones kind of 5-manning into towers, but it feels like Vega have let Hippo get a little bit closer. Gonna run this smoke play down into the Radiant jungle. Probably won't catch anybody.
They could go for wraparound. They have to know someone's around the tier 1. They do just see the Never Blast being used, but they don't expect this many heroes.
Yeah, and Coddle's coming in on the team. We're gonna have
they're smoking.
Their own smoke. And this was not spotted.
Stomp not there, but Stampede moving forward. The call's going to come out. Saberlight's been found. Now the Will-O-Wisp, they drop the egg as they know they have no escape plan from this. They'll clean up the axe and move out of range of the stomp.
And the Fiend's Grip move on the backside. It's going to get the Muff Rubik.
Player will find him. He's lurking around. Now Supreme needs to be careful himself. They could move in. The Blink's coming off cooldown for the center. Oh, Chrono connects only on the one hit his stop. Gonna turn around, face this boy, still trying to do what he can. Mage will get the Never Blast out before going down. Curry's gonna retreat. The gates have been used. Supreme chasing, but the zoning ultimate from Madara will enable the kill onto the feet. So turn around the Deuce, who was all alone, has no assistance. They're coming down now with a Void. But he's going to take a lot of damage. Needs to be careful. Illuminate. There's a Lucent Beam. They can't find Kezu. He walks back to the stomp, anticipating. He will go down, though, to the Deuce's damage. And there's Saberlight turning things around. Pexu with the Nightmare to make sure Axe can't keep chasing. They get the Nightmare off. They want the dunk, but Pexu breaking line of sight. He'll buy enough time. This TP, so close with the Fate Bolts there.
Let's try.
That really did backfire on the side of Vega. Looked so good to begin with, but Hippomaniacs surprisingly tanky.
Yeah, and it's a good example. Like, that's the kind of fight that Vega wants. They want kind of this rolling skirmish so that Hippo doesn't have as much time to set up the team fight wombo combo. But just that couple of minutes, right, with Medusa having her YK online, with Void having this Vlad's online, just gives them the extra sustain that they need on the side of Hippo to force Vega off their side of the map.
That's the thing. We
DD rune for Lina into the Roche pit.
Straight away.
Other side of this is they know Chrono, Stone Gaze, and the Supernova are down. Although Supernova's going to be back up in 10.
Yeah, but you can't fight without it. Axe maybe gets a godly call, but they already know Axe is on the other side of the map. Saberlight in the bot lane just shoving in on the tier 1 here means they're going to give over the Roche. Scan way too late to do anything about it. X2, he finds Phoenix. The Nightmare's on him. He's a little bit far forward. They're going to move him right now. Never Blast, Life Drain gets him low with the Brain Sap. Screw up the TP away. And can they stop him? Yes, they can. Kidden gets across with a Stomp Stampede.
You can see that nice little bonus kill there.
Now they can look.
Curry in the left side tree is going to be forced to TP back.
Now they need to find a push, though. The problem is they've centralized themselves in the top lane, but, well, there is no tower there. You need to actually transition across to the mid.
That's fine, they're trying to, but they just don't have the creep wave.
Well, Kezu's going to get it now. It should be coming soon. They can take towers quickly. Of course, they can't threaten high ground, not with the full combo of Hippomaniacs up.
And just little mistakes there. They're kind of little, not even a mistake, but just little bit of sub-optimality in your play means that Hippo are able to guaranteed get a tier 1 trade, possibly even a tier 1 for nothing. As the ults are back online, Vega do have to be a little bit careful here. They could easily get caught disengaging for the push if Hippo decide to go back on the offensive.
Yeah, they're just centralizing around Madara, making sure they've got enough distance between them so that if a Chrono comes out, it's all about, like we said before, you either have to have Kotl or Pugna nearby and outside it to ensure the Blinding Light or Decrepify comes into effect and no one dies.
Yeah, and it wasn't really a threat there. Curry had already used his TP to get from the top lane down to the bottom of the farm, so he didn't really have a nice view back to that fight.
Well, Curry does now have the Yasha, so he's increased his DPS in a fight by a decent amount. Then you look on Dusa heading towards that Sky, already having one of the ultimate orbs. The window of opportunity is closing for Vega. Exactly. They do need to ramp this up.
That's the thing. You've let Medusa and Void get these sort of mid-tier items that at least means that they're a factor in fights.
Madara, he says any Sky you can build, I can build too. Actually, he's going for the Manta first. Don't be confused, guys. There isn't a new recipe for Skadi. It doesn't involve 3 ultimate orbs.
And I understand the need for this blink purchase on the Mage Pugna, but it is dead gold in a lot of these fights.
Like now he's dead. He's going to get caught. The Supernova goes down. The Mage has already gone the Stampede to disengage. The combo is on cooldown, but, well, that was your initiation with the haste, looking for something. Madara going to turn around. There's the this Will-O-Wisp going down. Now the Lucent Beam with it. Clips do a decent amount of damage to the cage. Connects on the Luna. They turn around the Sunray and they'll just burn through the Aegis. And he move away, but still staring into the light. Deuce has not got rid of the Will-O-Wisp. Will finally go down. The Aegis means that he comes back. Luna looking to turn this fight around. There's going to be a Lucent Beam. Fiend's Grip. They need to get rid of the Deuce and they will be able to do so. It's not maybe a little bit too late. Never Blast gets the kill. Move through Madara. Chase and Lucent Beam's there. Rubik's down. On the other side, though, Pexu is played by Axe. They're going to move in. Bashes there. Mage. Decrepify to protect himself. Should be fine. Saberlight tried for the call, but fluffs it as he was interrupted on the blink. The buyback did come out from the Bane, but he's looking in the wrong places. The Saberlight, well, he takes him on a little kiss chase.
Heavy commitment there as 2 Vega heroes buy back.
Yeah, that was definitely not the fight they were looking for. They tried to poke a pro. They thought with the blink, they could just pick off the Rubik easy peasy, but on the side of Hip will win.
Yeah, that's the problem, though, is that once you get caught in that chrono, that blink just becomes 2.5k dead gold.
Aeon Disc might have been a better choice. In fact, let's go for Yule's next. Mage is...
That's what I wonder.
I feel like he needs Aeon Disc desperately.
Yeah, I mean, you know that Void is going to complete his BKB like never in game.
Oh, they're initiating in. Stomp's going to be there. They see the Deucer. Can they actually get it, though? Kezu trying to body block in. Life Drain's going to be there as well. Trying to just Kai out, move to the side. Now Void arriving on the Mage, but no, Nightmare's there.
Supernova in 10.
Exu's way too deep, though. He knows he has to give his life for this. As the rest of them have to back away. The Chrono is coming off cooldown 25. They don't want to hang around for that. And Vega.
That was one of those where The clock in Vega's head was ticking there. They knew that those big ults were coming off cooldown if they chose to extend that engagement. I think that's a wide decision to back, but you do give away Pexu in the process again.
That's the thing. I'm just looking at Vega, and all these moves feel rushed because they know they've got to capitalize on the time that those ultimates are down, but Hippomaniacs have done a good job of juggling them. Like, don't be deceived by this net worth. Hippomaniacs are looking a lot better than you think right now.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. I mean, Vega is the one that needs to be active to maintain this lead, and this is not what you want.
And now they're reactive, and they're just going to lose the puck now.
So weak. I mean, again, what have we gotten out of the Blink Dagger since completing it?
Death, and I believe it was another death as well, actually, guys. How about sums it up? Stable like, taking a guess here. I like to see that, you know, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. We see too often, no one wants to try for it. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Fiend's Grip is there. On Nakari, they drop the egg. He's got the chrono. Can they get him in time? Lucid Beam. Yes, they get through with the double edge. And now, they will pop the egg. Connects onto 2 without the void. You don't have the damage anymore. Dusa doesn't want a part of this. They might actually find Rubik. There it is. It's going to be there. Call on their side. Actually connects on the Luna. They're going to find it. Stomp, turn around. Nightmare to protect. The Dark's going to move away. And now the Will-O-Wisp coming into effect as Axe moves in. There's the Eclipse. The gaze has been used. Get the catch. Yes, they can. The glaze bouncing from the illusion. Supreme will look to escape now. As the Stone Gaze is gone, they'll look to initiate. Maybe next time, blinking forward here. Hasn't got the blind light for 10 seconds. Madara a little bit too low on HP to engage. But they still take a favorable exchange there.
Yeah, and I actually think I think if Supreme had been in position just a couple of seconds sooner, that even could have been a different fight. If he'd have tanked all those Lucent Beams up and saved the Axe, I think Hippo might have been able to turn there, or at least get out with less damage.
In the end, they are being punished for their greed. I mean, you saw that good move bot, and then immediately into mid. They're just trying to get as much out of this map as quickly as possible. But Vega, their heads are not in the dark. We said they've got this net worth lead. They can still compete. And when you're the ones rushing, you're bound to be the ones making mistakes in these matchups.
And Axe and Void and Medusa should not be farming in the same jungle happening there. You got a nice little ancient stack over here. At least a double. Let's go over there and harvest that. Okay. Good man, Curry. Farming efficiency.
There's clearly a little argument there as Supreme was moving that way. Then immediately just Curry's like, no, this one is mine.
But I got a DD room.
They don't care. I need a Maelstrom. Oh, in the mid lane though, Supreme is going to be punished for farming here. Life Drain just pushes him closer to the Pugna. He has no escape plan from this. Stone Gate's coming off cooldown now. He gets so low, but no. Muff covers the escape.
Yep, just a little bit too tanky with the 2 ultimate orbs there. This is what I'm saying, that it doesn't necessarily need to be a big item. You let these heroes get online a little bit, especially in this patch.
And you pay the ultimate price.
Scotty.
Picked up, and now pretty damn scary. You're going to need some serious lockdown here. Of course, they do have the means with Decrepify. But that does mean your Luna can't right-click this. It's going to be all about looking for an Eclipse combo in that scenario. Should be a smoke coming out for Hippomaniacs soon, I'd imagine. They want to try and capitalize on this, right? You just stick the Medusa up against the tower, you wrap around the back. They're going to do it without a smoke, though. They have sentries.
I mean, it is nighttime, and all your stuff is up. They have to play so carefully. And once again, this is... You made this comment earlier that, you know... Vega's presence in this upper left portion of the map, Roshan's not up, and there's no tower there.
They are overly invested.
Feels like a little bit of dead time.
Yeah, it's a lot of wasted time, especially seeing Supreme just sit mid. You can look for a wraparound opportunity, maybe, but that's a long way down to reach there. Now the call coming in. They found the Centaur, trying to drag him away. The Willows gets dragged in, and Axe stuck here in here. Can't do anything. The X is going to be committed. The Gaze as well. But they won't find anything for it. They already lost the Axe, and they need to retreat. They might be found on the way out. Oh no, look, he flew into the Ignis. Said he cannot escape. This is going to go for the TP. It's going to be close. He'll make it. With his Sunray flying away to the teleport of safety. Rubik won't be so lucky though as he goes down.
Yeah, Saberlight Axe just felt like he was a little bit ahead of his team there. He's like, guys, I'm going. Whoa, 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 whoa. Right? The egg positioning, by the time the egg came out, it was right on top of the tier 2 tower, basically. Vega have plenty of vision there, able to sort of do the delta split around it and come back in behind.
It was kind of like watching when you have an Enigma on your team. He's like, all right, guys, I'm not going to say when I go because it's going to be so quick. There might be this 5-man opportunity, so I'm going to go for the black hole when it's there. The time it is there is when your team's on the other side of the map and you're just going, guys, where are you? I need you over here right now.
Team?
Be there soon. 20 seconds. No, black hole lasts 4. And, well, similar with the egg. Not gonna last that long. You saw the deuce at the end just kind of run in like damage control there. For God's sake, why did you commit this early?
No kidding. And it's gotta be said, so Mage has his Yules now, but he's still super vulnerable to getting initiated on. That axe jump still just ruins him.
You know, it has been questionable. We both said we think Aeon Disc would be better suited here. I would see it as a more desirable item. We are also seeing Supreme head towards the BKB in this game, which is not something we see too often on the Deucer.
Yeah, but I think it's called for in this game. If again, that status resistance from the Bane is just so freaking annoying if you get enfeebled and have no BKB. And once you do get BKB, like, Vega has grip to deal with you, and that is about it.
True, and also the Decrepify as well just disarms you. Anything that stops you attacking is the problem here. And BKB does allow you to go ham. But both teams calming down a little.
Coming out from Hippo.
But Maniacs
may end up finding the Luna down here.
They may indeed. Madara is farming the Ancients. If he moves across the Mud Golems, he's as good as gone. Saberlight moving in the pings.
Right.
Yep, Madara moves away just in time. He knows something's not right here.
Nice read.
They'll find a sentry.
Alarm bells going off.
Yeah, but that wasn't what revealed it. It was just a little bit too odd, shall we say. His spidey senses were tingling.
Yeah, and you can see the drawing on the mini-map there by Kezu. He wants to continue threatening that top lane, setting up the Roche play. That's their best defense against getting caught in the Roche pit, is making sure these lanes are pushing into the Dire base to the point that Hippo has to respond.
And that's what maybe next time has been doing well, as you just saw him shove that in. There is going to be a TP from Void. He does have the chrono.
If they get caught in the pit against this, though.
But if he gets caught, Kezu blinks the other side. Now the call coming in. Isn't going to land, though.
Nice idea.
I mean, it worked last time. Although they didn't have the damage last time. But Kezu's still trying for these next level cute plays.
Well, it's one of those things where if Saberlight lands that call in the Roche pit blind with all this ult behind him, he's unkillable. And this is the problem for Vega.
Lena calls, they come out, Kezu down to half HP, Decrepify protects, and now the chrono. He still can't attack the Centaur though. He's still on half HP, get the Stampede out in time in this right now. The Will-O-Wisp down, and the backstab for the Eclipse are going to give over both the sports. And Axe down as well. Medusa moving in, trying to fight up against it, and now disarmed and blinded. The stock's going to be there. Curry trying to move in. He did buy back at this, but he doesn't actually have anything to work with. The Phoenix is going to come out. Supreme held in place. They return it straight away though, and Luna locked down on the spot will fall. Yeah, you can try for the Satanic all you want. It's a little bit too late.
Sustain. Man, oh man. And the Medusa's got her BKB online. That's with a disastrous chrono there at the beginning of the fight, catching out Kezu while he is still decrepit. And this fight might not be over.
They can slow it down at least with the blind and light. Storm, Kezu, no, the lift. Oh, he gets the reactions. The egg as well. Kezu! He's got no escape plan, or has he? 4 stops away, courtesy of maybe next time, but Curry chasing. Illuminate charged up. They're going to move through. Sunray will burn him out. That horse is off to the glue factory. Meanwhile, back at the Rose Pit, Mage. He's Supreme freebie.
I mean, the time walk by Curry, not only does it allow the chase and eventual kill with the Sunray onto Kezu, but it gets him out of range of the egg.
Indeed. Fantastically done there from the side of HIPPOMANIACS, and that gold lead that Vega at least been holding on to, it's just disappeared.
It's just been dwindling and dwindling, and we've been telling you, even when Vega was still up, it's this combo by Hippo was online, and I don't even now know that Vega have the tools to deal with it. Pugna can't be an initiator anymore, and that's what his items are geared for.
And it's been initiation. Axe trying his luck again.
And that's the thing, risk reward, he can do that, right? He can do that because if he catches, you still have Stone Gaze online.
And Kezu now jumping in, looking on the Curry down to half HP, and the Enfeeble doing a lot of work. Nightmare as well, stuck on the spot. Yules, Kezu getting ready for another stop. It's going to be there, but eats the cheese. Curry's going to be fine. Now the Gaze comes out, trying to move away. Kezu almost dead. They're going to be chased onto Stampede. One more tap would have done it. Supreme with the BKB, moving in right now. trying to do what he can. Chrono only connects on a Pugner, though. And no, Faceless Void blinded by the blinding light, can't do anything. He'll finally turn around, looking at Mage. The Yule's coming out. Gonna get him low. Faceless Void will be able to use the time walk to get away, and Supreme zoning them away from their own fountain here.
Oh, he still has Aegis.
He doesn't care. We've disarmed. He will be life drained a little bit, but Supreme will ultimately be fine. Saberlight, however, will not. And actually, there might be a backstab. Look at Luna pinging here. Kari low on HP. Medusa going to be healed up.
He needs to be at least a little bit careful because
no, with the Luna, the Will-O-Wisp. No, look at the placement. The clip's coming out. But BT's going to. They're going to get rid of the egg quick enough. They turn around. And maybe next time, so on point here. Medusa just soloed out the side. Now Void trying to go in. But he doesn't have a Chrono to work with. He'd already used it. Satanic activated by Madara trying to heal up. Kari will move away. Can they turn around the Medusa? Decrepify is there. They'll push her back with the blinding light. Snake does come out. And Feeble is on her. If they lock her down now, she's in trouble. Decrepify is there. Life drain available in 5 seconds. And Void does not want to help out here. It's going to be a slow kill, but it could easily be a kill. And it's life drain. Trying to escape. BKB's coming off cooldown. He might be fine. Yules, they can try and push him back here. If they get on top there, it's BKB. Going to stand and fight. Madara scared of this, though. That will allow the Deuce to escape, but that was a little bit too close for comfort.
Was that the Will-O-Wisp there that got rid of all the trees?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure that Hippo doesn't know that. Because they set up right, intending to sort of use the trees as cover there, but Pexu is already with the Fiend's Grip out of the tree line, and they just, or was that wait? No, that was. Great position to do so, but all of a sudden, not only does the Coddle ult come out and interrupt the Fiend's Grip, but it just totally takes away the cover that Hippo's trying to set up that fight behind, and the route is on from there.
Absolutely fantastic work coming out from Maybe Next Time. Saves his team from what would have been a grim outcome otherwise, actually, because if it wasn't for that, and that Fiend's Grip persists, Luna goes down and your face is fully exposed.
And you can kind of tell that they wanted to do that, right? Because Supreme is sort of waiting to fall back there, almost baiting the Luna to try and come in through the side and backdoor him.
Nice. But as a result, Aegis now gone, and things really are on even footing right now. Although, as the game goes on, this Deucer does continue to get more threatening. Is going for that butterfly next, but you look at the Luna, already got the butterfly, the Satanic, the sustain. If she doesn't get caught in a Chrono, it's very hard to kill her.
Right. If she's getting to the point where she can start, I mean, these glaives bouncing around in the fights really start to hurt.
Do indeed. And well, when you look outside of Hippomaniacs, some of them are going to be stacked with the Axe, the Void. They've got the Chrono. They're going to be right on top of each other, trying to just wail into someone. Can backfire.
And on Vega, again, it just looks a little bit uncertain. That last fight was so nice for them, but once again, they're in this top lane, and they're going to have a hard time pushing high ground.
I think the word is stuck in a rut because they seem so religiously committed to this top lane, and it's just not really leading to anything.
Well, it just doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a plan there. And again, I understand their reluctance because pushing high ground into this wombo combo of Hippo is scary. It's absolutely scary.
Because you always commit to that top, you just give Hippo the key to your jungle, and they've been using it to the full potential.
You just give them space around the map. I mean, anytime Medusa and Void don't have to be farming the same creeps. Now I say that, and they are all more or less on top of each other on the map right now.
They're very close teammates.
Okay, so the top push here is finally reaching the steps of the Dire base, but all you have behind it is this Coddle, and this is just free farm for the Medusa at this point.
Yeah, actually, I would have liked to. I thought maybe if he hits the blind light, you get more chip damage on the tower, but he's a little bit too defensive. He's worried. He knows Axe could be there anytime as he just shoot up.
Yeah, that's the problem with it, is that they don't have any vision on that part of the map right now. So he has to respect the potential Axe jump, even the Rubik lift. Now that Rubik has the blink.
And now you see Vega. They're smoked up. They do have a DD on Luna. They won't be able to capitalize on it, but they can find Void here. They're going to do Stampede. Comes in to stomp as well, and there's the Eclipse. Shotguns him down. It's gone.
Absolutely worth. Absolutely worth.
I say shotgun, more like a goddamn Gatling gun with that Eclipse online.
And they did, but they did have to blow both the Eclipse and the Ignis.
Yes, and Void does have buyback. They'll probably look to force it here.
So that's not ideal. And I mean, they should know that the Void has buyback and be ready for that. But if they hard commit to this push, they can still get punished badly.
Yeah, they have to be very careful, because if they start with initiation from Axe, that sets up a perfect buyback chrono.
Dire's bottom tower.
Not great nether ward placement. Not only do you get the nether ward killed, but
well, they're going to back off though. And as you said, nether ward now another element that Rubik has to buff his high ground defense of his team. But Vega know it. They know they can't get on the high ground at any stage. They need to wait for Roche.
And this is okay. Okay, what is happening right now from the side of Vega, you're very happy with, right? If you can choke off the map and hold Hippo inside their base, great. They have two heroes that absolutely must continue farming, not just get farmed, but need to continue to farm as the game goes on. The problem though is that Vega's lineup isn't such that they can establish sufficiently broad map control. The Hippo heroes have still been able to get out on the map. Although maybe the Void pickoff is giving them a little bit of pause.
Quite possibly. They have to realize the vulnerability of him. They are actually going to continue to stack damage on him, though. No intentions of getting a BKB anytime soon.
And this is, again, I'm actually kind of shocked that the first Aeon disc pickup in this by the Keeper. Because I think this item, when you're talking about the Wombo combo of Hippo, I think this item is a value item for potentially for several heroes.
Most definitely. We expected Pugden to be getting one. Instead, he says Dagon's, guys. Dagon's the answers. He's identified that this Void, he doesn't want to build a BKB. So we'll just teach him why he needs one. It's definitely one way to go about it. Although, at the same time, it's not like you can have that additional nuke damage out of a Centaur since they reworked the talents.
Radiant's top shrine has fallen.
Because remember, the other thing, though, about the Aeon now is that they added the 50% status resistance, didn't they? That's a 7-2. Yes, it is. There's helpful patch notes. Thank you.
There you go.
So what that means is that the 2.5 second buff is even more meaningful, because they need a full 5 second stun, right, to stun you through the full duration of that 2.5 second buff. It used to be that you could the hero when Aeon disc procced. That's actually harder to do now.
But looking at this right now, the intentions for this call are very clear. We're eventually all right, we're eventually gonna get to the double will-o-wisp stage of the game. And actually, when you think about the state of Roche, eventually you're gonna get your refresher shards as well. Maybe get the triple Ignis Artis plays, possibly.
Yeah, and that's I mean, we saw Yapsor did it, and it was kind of a meme, right? It was a series that they weren't playing particularly seriously against Liquid, but you know, that stacked Ignis is nasty because of the way that it alternates. If you offset the two Ignises,
you're right there.
Yeah, I'm you know, it's like DD runes outside the Roche pit. You know what it does to me. I mean, come on.
Just admiring the game in its state. I thought you were admiring the pickup of the MKB on Madara, who now hits for a nice hefty 360 damage. He's a big boy.
Yeah.
Pretty scary.
And that's nice. It's sort of you notice that Medusa picked up the Eagle Song. And now I think might be reversing.
Kezu? That's a pretty deep location to be at. Stampede's going to be used. The egg coming in on the back, but Peck's going to go for the TP away. The call does connect on the Centaur, though, so at least get one kill out of this. And they can turn that into a push they want to. They're going to send the axe back because there are lunar illusions. But at this stage of the game, start to become pretty damn frustrating. Feels like this is the way Vega's going to win at this rate. It's like if Hippomaniacs don't want to commit to a hard fight, because you know Vega aren't going to, or maybe this Saberline with DKB, but doesn't matter. Madara, so much lifesteal, he'll just run him down, doesn't care about the blade mail. They're in the pit, and they'll know that because no one came to help Axe. Maybe next time moves in to slow things down with the blind light. Are they going to go for this though? Oh, there's Ignis. They move forward on to maybe next time to the force stuff away. The Chrono gets committed to ensure the kill, as he was being annoyed with the Will-O-Wisp, but in your face, look at this. Does Madara need to leave, though, is the question, with the chrono already being committed?
That's like the best Roche defense that they had.
It worked.
That hyper aggressive push off the axe pickup.
It absolutely worked as well, because your Centaur is up in 10 seconds. They know Roche has to be getting low, and Luna, she might walk in and get herself a freebie here.
That's a really nice sequence on the part of Vega.
Gonna be close.
Straight up. Oh,
Stop coming out, Gaze. There's the Yules. Madara goes with the Eclipse. He just wants to pick up as he gets everything. He leaves the cheese on the ground. He'll finally pick it up. And now Supreme trying to run into this. There's going to be a Fiend's Grip out. Once again stolen. Used against the Muff on the side will go down the Never Blast. The Aegis has been claimed, but Curry getting low on HP. He needs to be careful. Stampede gonna move in, gets rid of the boy Supreme. He's all alone now. He's gonna try and fight up against this, but can he? They have got the refresher shot if they want to use it. Call on the back foot, can connect on the mage. He's getting low on HP. Nightmare to protect. He won't be able to actually get out. It's a Willie Yules. Nightmare doesn't matter. Gets dunked. Now moving across, trying to clean up the Phoenix. He should get the kill. The call's gonna be there. Madara held in place. Can't do anything. Buybacks come out from both the Bane and from the Pugna. But look at the damage. Madara just overwhelms everyone, and the only one left alive is his tanky Dusa, who cannot hang around any longer.
Just absolutely gigantic. I think he killed Supreme killed the cheese, didn't he? Because Luna was potentially picking that up too, so Luna had to settle for the refresher shard.
But she took it in her stride, and it paid off, because with that secondary Eclipse, they could not touch her, and she just found a DD.
Oh, she's huge at this point. Problem is, all the Hippo heroes do have buybacks.
You can force them pretty easily, though.
For them to punish here.
Yeah, it's just going to continue to push.
Madara is forced. You can see that.
It's like, nope.
Immediately turns around with the Hurricane Pike, like, I'm out of here, guys.
But I'm not toying with that. They almost get the tower, though. They already taken the tier 3 bot. And Hippo is starting to open up a little bit.
Opening up, although it is not time for Vega to relax. This a 2K net worth lead at this point feels like walking a tightrope.
It's definitely getting intense, especially when you consider that one side has one right-click carry, the other has two. That's I mean, sometimes that's as simple as the calculus gets, and it's just, you feel really good about that last fight, no doubt. But you're also looking at it as, we had a lot of things go in our favor. We had the DD room, we had the Roche down to very low health, and we still had a hard time controlling Supreme in that fight.
Dire are scanning.
He's gonna get much more threatening as this goes on, and well, actually, the side of Hippomaniacs trying to threaten right now. They've smoked up. They were checking with a scan,
and it's not just the threat; it's that Medusa's damage is finally coming online.
It is indeed hitting for around 350.
She's hard to kill, and you now have to deal with her. You can't just CC her.
They're gonna move in. They actually try and poke pro. They want a chrono opportunity here. They can't go high ground yet because the lunar illusions are just shoving it out.
That's funny.
A lot of waste of time by Hippomaniacs. The smoke does not connect onto anyone. But things will calm down here. Hippomaniacs probably just need to go back to farm, and Luna does still have a net worth lead. But like we said, 2 right-click carries versus 1. Makes all the difference in this type of game.
And both going for Daedalus. Both just recognizing that they need to become these strong damage-dealing presences, even more critical on the side of the Luna. You know, with proper positioning, right, the Moonglaives mean that Luna, if your team is positioned right, can feel like 2 right-clickers. But it's just that the burden is on the side of Vega to execute right now.
I think the big thing to focus on for Vega that we're not seeing right now is how badly they could deal with the Heaven's Halberd. That would make all the difference in these fights. Yeah, the disarm on the one Luna. I mean, it's not. It's actually not necessarily easy to get in on her. I mean, your Medusa is already practically slot capped. Oh no, I mean
maybe the halberd on Void.
No, I mean the halberd for Vega would be good as well. Like to just nullify either the Void or the Dusa. I mean, she's got the BKB, but that means she's got no Lincolns either. Sure. And then that means you trigger Satanic later in the fight, and then all of a sudden you can't actually get low enough. Because right now Madara's getting up to about half HP, then he has to use Satanic, and then he's still losing the battle. Because, you know, very reasonable talent, 700 mana, plus all of this extra stats gained from the Skadi. Reasonable hero, very reasonable.
Reasonably. I like the way you put that.
It's very reasonable. Doesn't sound patronizing at all. Madara. Oh, Stampede, they're going to actually go Curry. They just eviscerate him straight away. It's going to be a far dive away. As Seti says, nope, I'm out on that one. He's going to look for the TP. It's going to be close. Madara, no, he doesn't go deep enough. He was so close to spotting out the Phoenix, but now with the Void dead, they can easily force his buyback.
Yeah.
But it's a risky one.
Well, he had enough to complete BKB behind that. And he's still going to feel pretty powerful if and when he comes back and buys back into the fight. But Vega now controlling the map a little bit better. I like what they're doing here. They know they have 2 lanes going toward the Dire base. They're gonna protect both of these creep waves. Make sure that if they have a chance to win a fight here, that it's gonna be double racks.
Absolutely trying to solve that. They are being very careful.
I thought they were.
No, look at Luna.
To that creep wave.
Look at Luna. He's going in for it. Melee racks will be claimed. They're just distracting the top lane. And no, Hippomaniacs, they just realized way too late here. They're actually going to lose these racks.
Guys?
They can't leave it either. They have to commit. They're going to dive in. Oh, the Yules interrupts the Phoenix. Now the call's going to come out, but can it do enough? They drop the egg finally. Now they just need to retreat. They haven't got the Stampede to work for the Lupexu behind. But Luna's still in the base. She didn't stop. She's going for the mid as well.
Madara, you animal.
He'll just Hurricane Pike away and make his escape. And the side of Hippomaniacs just got played.
Yeah, that was... And I want to point out, Kezu called that play. You could tell from, I didn't necessarily see the Luna coming that hard at the time, but you can tell from the way that he drew on the mini map that they were going to be able to threaten both the top and the mid lanes, and that Hippo was going to have a choice whether to commit to the fight, as Vega had plenty to threaten in position top, or go and deal with the Madara Luna. That's a really nice shot call, and Vega, as a result, feels some desperation here. They're going to go right for the rapier.
Yep, Hippomaniacs do not have any choice. They have to be all in on this. You can already see the move. The line being drawn by Madara saying this is what they're going to do. They are going to fully commit because they know they are on the ropes. Curry needs the chrono of his life right now. Meanwhile, Madara just getting everything ready in the bot lane, and will return back to base, ready for the defense. They're moving in for the melee racks now. Glyph does come out. Madara, is he? No, he's going to race this.
Take mid.
Yeah, but he needs to be team chronos to come out. Only connect on a Pugner though. Stampede's going to be there. Supreme Force uses BKB. Mage, Aeon Disc is proc. Yours in the air when he comes down. Crep by there. Blinks away. The call will not connect. They're going for the tier 4s. But in the base, Madara realizes he can't do it quick enough. The blind light will slow them down. Now they look to fight. There's the Eclipse coming through. Madara needs to get involved. He's got the Hurricane Pipe, but he doesn't want to commit it. Stomp's going to connect onto the Void. Can they do enough? Yes! He's down. Supreme needs to stand up and fight against this, but looks at the Crepify, protect on Madara. They can't kill him off. The life drain may stand his ground. Yours to keep himself alive. Madara trying to fight up against this with the life steal. It's going to get Supreme low. It's going to be close. They dunk him though. The buybacks coming out from both the Void and the Luna. As the side of Hippomaniacs have to retreat. The TP by Supreme. They won't be able to interrupt it, but they will be able to find Axe on the way out.
And I think you saw in that fight why we've wanted Mage to buy that Aeon Disc for so long in this game is they may not be done yet. They're going to catch up.
They're going to find Rubik. He'll throw down a Will-O-Wisp that he stole, but it won't make a difference. They might try and reset here. They look like they want to. Supreme going back in on full HP. Looks at the gates coming out. Mage, Nightmare to protect, and they're moving in. They get Madara, they can win this. Come in as well. The Crepify protects Madara for the time being, but he has to keep running. He's so low. He will be fine. The life drain to protect. Blink away in time by Mage. The egg now on cooldown. They do not have chrono for another 40 seconds. The Hippomaniacs, they are still fully committed to this, and they know it.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Will they go in is the question. They need that creep wave first, but look what maybe next time is doing.
Oh, God.
Balls of steel, but it pays off because now they'll be healed up and ready. Come on. The problem is there'll be a chrono available in 20 now.
Muff with the Dota 2 version of the escort quest here. He's having to shepherd the creep wave.
Come along now. Come along. Over here. Yeah, buildings this way. Let's go. They're going to go straight for ball. Storm. Curry going in. He's alone here right now. Buyback coming out from Pexy. Now losing me there. BKB from Curry. He's got the chrono in 2 seconds. Stampede. Kenzie trying to move away. There's going to be a dive pretty deep here. Slowing things down. Feeds Group comes out interrupted though. Now they're moving chrono. He catches a lot of them here. Maybe next time. And Luna inside this. The Yule's going to disrupt them though. Madara looking to move away. Buyback comes out back. Kezu, he's still alive and so deep, just distracted. Supreme in the meantime will finally go down. Buyback comes out from here. He just finally wanted to die so he can get in the fight. Madara still kept alive. The Decrepify doing so much work here on the side. Pexu getting low, will get bashed up. Should be formed at the stop. No, they can turn around Curry. He's got no mana left. He's going to go down. They'll be able to find him. Decrepify onto the Medusa. They drop Ignis. They're going to stun him in place. He's trying to do enough here. He gets the gaze out, but he's stuck on this spot, fighting up against this. Luna protected by the Nightmare, going to move away. And Kezu, even deeper. Stomp's going to be the Medusa again. They still have not got rid of the Will-O-Wisp. Dusa, if Supreme goes down here, can they find it is the question. They're going to move in right now.
Madara, the Dire Ancient.
Pexu pretty deep, and Madara.
They just won the game.
He's going for the throne. Has he done it? He has. They distract them. And it looks like the side of Vega will claim one.
Radiant's top tower.
Wow. All of a sudden, they initiate him. They initiate on.
Radiant team ban.
You want to? Did we restart the call already?
No, let's do that now.
Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
Okay, so TFT and OG are playing a best of one to decide seeding. Huh.
Okay.
Yeah, his best of twos are smart. You know, we've only got 6 teams in them to close qualifier.
Well,
10 seconds
the other thing about it is that, like,
Dire team ban.
triggered so hard by the term best of 2.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I understand the term logically,
But fuck it. Yes, I know Toby especially hates that.
yeah, but who cares? It's the whole point is to convey to the audience what's going on
Radiant
and
team back.
the structure of the matches being played.
Dire
Yeah.
team
It doesn't need to make logical sense.
All right, let's get to the logical. Almost time to get. Let's wait for the first pick. Like, you'll learn when you do a grind of like 4 matches, like 4 best of 2s or best of 3s or whatever a day. Eventually, you just let half of the draft go because you know it's going to be very similar.
Yeah, I understand.
Had games before where it was like, screw it, just go at the end of the draft. Like, what? It's like, just do it. Oh, I can't remember who it was. One of my analysts done that before. He's like, this is the 4th best of 3, and they're just picking the same heroes. Just go at the end.
Yeah, yeah. Especially when you get to these like best of 5s. Got
Woohoo. Let's get ready to go. Go live in 5, 4, 3. Hello folks and welcome back to the Bucharest Minor
10
EU
seconds
Closed
remaining.
Qualifiers. We are back with the second game between HIPPOMANIACS and VEGA Squadron. VEGA, of
5
course,
seconds
taking
remaining.
a 1-game lead after what I think you could say, Alan, was a much closer game than they had hoped for.
Absolutely, and I think Vega can't be entirely happy with their execution throughout that match, despite coming out with a win. There were some times, particularly just hanging around that dire side top lane on the enemy side of the map, that they looked a little bit disjointed, a little bit unsure of what they wanted to do. But Kezu, with an absolutely wonderful shot call in a key Rax push, gets them that bottom lane of Rax for free, and they're able to win the base race, kiting around the.
Of course, now we are going to see a much more aggressive opener from Vega. This is very early game focused with the Undying and the Rubik pick.
Yeah, of these two teams, HIPPOMANIACS have also picked Undying
10
in the first
seconds
phase in their
remaining.
last 10 drafts. I still like this hero a lot in this patch.
5
Very lane
seconds
focused, very
remaining.
aggressive. I like the potential of that Flesh Golem to make the hero tanky now in these fights. And I think Flesh Golem is just an underrated ability to begin with.
Definitely an interesting change. Most people sometimes forget about it. I think we had a series a few days ago where, of course, the team kept jumping on the Undying, think it was the easy kill, forgetting he gets an extra 400,000, I think it's 1,600 HP with Flesh
Yeah,
Golem.
exactly. Now that I believe was the final tribe game, right, where they got caught initiating onto that Undying with a Juggernaut Omni Slash, and he just doesn't do anything to him,
remaining.
right? He gets so much more tanky, and I think Undying, it's
5
kind of like, remember when they
seconds
added the MAME like
Dire
effect
team back.
to Sanji and Yasha, and all of a sudden it good item now. I think the same thing would happen if they added like more of an effect to the Flesh Golem damage amp. If you could tell that it was working, I think more people would pick and use this hero effectively, because it really does do a lot in some of these fights. But again, because you get this flat 1,600 health in level 3, and then you do 7% of current HP per second as magic damage and a 400 AoE around you, yeah, you're a presence. This is now a hero that has to be dealt with actively in these team fights, rather than just being this big beefy guy that you can pleasure. Now, I like the Rubik Undying open a lot. Again, we've been on and on about the flex value of the Rubik. I won't go back there. This is HIPPOMANIACS sticking to their guns. I think this Axe Dazzle combo works very, very well for them. I think they feel like they probably, weren't far off in that last game either.
I think I'll be feeling pretty confident. It was a base race in the end. They just got kited pretty well. I don't think I'd advise going back to the Deucer, not with this opener, because last time, I mean, you were skirting a fine line, but this from VEGA, this opener is much more aggressive, and that means Deucer and Void. You can't have two greedy cores like that.
Well, you can, but if you do, you absolutely must have great lane matchups around, because Undying is a hero that can just sweep you right off the lane.
We'll see the Tinker ban. VEGA said, no way in hell are we letting you get a win with something cheese focused like that.
Careful. I've seen Husker picks.
Well, you never know. We might see him here. We saw some Meepo today already. Who knows? I don't think I've seen any Meepo out of either of these teams in recent times. So, unlikely. Although that's a safe bet. Terrorblade, okay. Still a good hero.
I'm down.
Do you want to go for a nap now, Alan? Or are we just done? So it's a Terrorblade.
No, Terrorblade, I don't know. Terrorblade doesn't bother me nearly as much now. I think he's gotten maybe not enough nerfs, but I don't feel like he's this just complete BS hero. And this is an excellent counter to him in the 4-position Elder Titan.
Yep.
We've talked, again, we've already talked about this in previous drafts, but it's relevant here. The fact that you now get armor from that Ancestral Spirit, and that enables you, it used to be, right, to take away the Terrorblade's base armor, your hero himself, not just the spirit, has to be right on top of him. It used to be that Terrorblade could just meta up and you just died as ET. You're a strength hero, you have no armor. All of a sudden now you become more tanky from getting hits off that Astral Spirit. You can stand on the Terrorblade while your team is killing.
Definitely. He gets each creep.
You're going to see a lot of Elder Titan this patch. I mean, there were even a couple players that were playing around with core Elder Titan when 7.2.0 first came out. I'm definitely not convinced by that, but I think this is a hero that certainly has a role.
I feel like the only person I've seen make core Elder Titan work in a very long time. Oh, not the Terrorblade, the ET.
Oh, the ET. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Core ET. Anyway. I think we were saying the same thing.
Yeah. We have got the
Mage Puck.
This is a resurging mid right now. Like, this hero was all but dead. Everyone was saying buff Puck, please, terrible hero. And I don't think it was as much the hero's weaknesses as it was the kind of tempo of the game, and also that a lot of dot-based heroes were popular.
I mean, they went to this against NIP the other day in the clincher, in that best of 3 that they played.
Well, there's Fada. Yeah, Fada done that, right? NIP.
No, it was VEGA. Fada played the Puck in the series. Maybe.
It's just,
yeah, we covered it, but I know, I'm pretty sure I remember this. It was a Mage Puck against a Fata Lina.
Might have been. I'm sorry, I'm focused on the Fada one.
I know that.
That created a lot of space.
Oh, that was fun, and it was fun just seeing him back on what used to be one of the signature heroes and still one of the player hero combinations. But anyway, I really do like the Puck here. I like, the Hippomaniacs have a lot of team fight combo potential. I thought we were going to see this. I really did. I thought we were going to see some kind of cheese here for Hippomaniacs. They have shown the Husker in the past.
They have indeed. The Husker, the new Husker, in fact, pretty lethal against these right-click carries, especially with the built-in disarm.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He does have to get pretty close to Terrorblade to be able to apply that. What's the radius on that?
It's a decent size, maybe 300-400, but at the same time, you just life break in and then immediately disarm.
Yeah, exactly. It's you got to worry that you're giving up the Sunder when you do that, but it's still something that can it's still something that can threaten him to the.
It should be remembered here, this is not your full old Huskar, right? He still throws out his burning spear, still scary like that. And don't get me wrong, he's going to have an advantage in this lane against this puck because dots against the puck is effective, but you have to remember the most important thing here, which is that while he did get buffs in other ways, Huskar's magic resistance. Absolutely.
Got plenty of that already.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out early on, considering I've heard some people very angry about how much health you can get, so quickly rather, on the Huskar. Because now, yes, you don't have that magic resistance, but buy braces, get tanky and get magic resistance.
Right. I mean, and when you talk about it, right, I mean, yeah, now health regen up to, at max level, health regen up to 80% of strength based on missing health. I mean, you don't need inner vitality anymore.
No, you know, just you build it in your inventory instead. And also on top of that, at level 10, you do get a health or damage talent. And, well, with everything we just said, the health talent does look pretty desirable.
Thing Meepo band there on the side of VEGA Squadron, the double cheese.
Well, it would screw over the puck, especially if you get caught in that net. You have no escape.
The question to me is, do you think about moving the puck to a 3 position? Putting something else in the offlane that might match up a little better?
That does seem more desirable. I think you have... Like, it's... Like I said, you can do more damage to him, but it's still a Huskar. It's still a dot-based hero against a very squishy, elusive puck.
Right. So the question is, what really crushes Huskar now? Not like
Lena.
There are, yeah, that's the thing. I wonder if it's not you just pick straight magic bird.
Radiant team pick.
Yeah, you got. I mean, Puck's combo sets up pretty well for like multi-hero LSAs.
Yeah, it's also the case. I was gonna say you're getting down to like half HP and you burst him. It's not like he's gonna attack you quickly before then.
By the way, the obvious answer to my question is the hero. About a Huskar is even before, and certainly with the way he's changed now, he is killable. I like Huskar so much better as a mid, a space creator, making kind
of win, and then it started to leak into the pro scene again in that mid roll. As you said, it just controls the tempo of the game effectively because you can't really ignore him. And that's one way to try and deal with the Huskar. The OD pick coming out, of course, this is risky because if you throw out that Astral, then you get jumped straight away.
Right. So I actually have not seen this match. I think OD plays pretty well here, right? Because OD and Huskar are both like, they're kind of trying to do the same thing. They're both just they're killing heroes. They're outputting a bunch of damage. But I think OD can control him in lane.
He does a relatively good job. The problem you always run into is around Astrals. Like, you want to use Astral to disrupt his farming, which means when he comes out, he can aggress you.
Is this safe lane Huskar?
This might be. Well, they've done this before, right? We thought it was going to be Supreme mid, and it wasn't. So this is probably going to be Huskar mid. I like Huskar mid more than I like Morphling mid up against an OD matchup.
I think in this particular game, you have to Huskar.
You don't have another choice. You really don't. So, it looks like Kezu will be on that puck.
Okay, they are right. This is what I'm saying. The a 3-position puck, I think, does his job just as well.
We were seeing a transition towards that position for pucks, as it was kind of becoming clear that the offlane was all about this initiation and control in fights, and that is what puck leans itself towards very well.
And I'm glad to see that. Glad that the classic offlane has come back. It was a little bit interesting for a while in the middle of last year, where you had these sort of interchangeable farming side lane cores, and a lot of the playmaking onus fell onto the 4 and 5 position. But I think it's just good for the game to have this differentiated off lane role where kind of tread water in the lane, make these spectacular.
Decides whether Hippomaniacs have a leg to stand on, or if they are completely done and dusted in these minor qualifiers.
I think I do like this.
This does it looks more clear, right? The order to it. Like, you've got a lot of focus damage coming out, whereas I'm looking at Hippomaniacs, and if the Huskar someone gets shut down lane, there's not going to be enough time for this morphling to get online, and I don't like how Axe's odds rather of trying to control the mid-game tempo when he's up against the puck.
Does life break count as a mobility ability for?
Good day, sir.
Yes, but I think you're leaping your spell immune, so you won't be stunned.
Yeah, and life break does apply the purge at the beginning of spell immune. So yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, it's a basic spell, but it's like, yeah, the spell immune part is the important part. So you'll break the coil and you won't get stunned. Pretty damn effective, actually. Why his hero can be completely disgusting. That's usually mean he goes deeper.
I wonder if he gets ags if that interaction change. But I think we're right about ags.
Yeah, he shouldn't. No, because it just let me check, because it's pierce spell immunity, so theoretically it should actually stun him.
Well, no. What I'm saying is the mechanic, right, is that it would prevent you from moving with the life break, but because the spell, not only does the spell immunity get applied, but it applies a purge, just like when you activate BKB.
Yeah,
BKB applies a strong dispel to you in addition to making you spell immune.
Are you looking at?
So the question is, if you had BKB already active, Ags Dream Coil can stun you, right? But the question is, do you still get that purge as Husker? Anyway, it's just something we could tell.
Yeah, I still think you get stunned. Like, you're going to get stunned regardless if it's an Ags upgrade for the buck. But before it, you should actually purge. You should be fine because it's spell immunity, right? Like, you have to think of the state of life break similar to, well, actually exactly the same as a BKB being active. So anything that goes through BKB should actually impact you
while you're leaping. Yes.
Yeah. Like, the basic spell at the start is the important part, but let's say you're mid-leap and you get Primal Roared, I'm pretty sure you end up stunned when you arrive. Which is always funny to watch. This looks like he's delivered himself to be killed. After that Fairy Crafting, we're going to see an early move coming out from Vega. Axe is far back already. Hippomaniacs, you can see the way they're posturing. They are not willing to take any risks.
Yeah, Vega, and Vega knows that, right? Vega's got to know that they have him a little. Curious of whether they are going to actually commit.
You can maybe find a kill onto the Axe. Like, you have to keep in mind the decay to whittle him down. On top of that, I think the thing that people always forget about Puck is he's got good base damage, and the illusory orb allows him to relocate.
I just don't see them. I don't see them leaving this Terrorblade for any period of time.
Oh, I mean, like, first wave and that's it. Like,
yeah,
that's absolutely it. They are going to start with 3 up here on the side of Hippomaniacs. They're actually just scouting to see if anyone's blocking.
Is MNT going to camp Courier here?
He might do. He's in position.
This Husker, oh no, Husker lost the block big time.
Oh, wow.
If he gets his Courier camped, oh, he is screwed in this lane if this Courier dies.
He's feeling a little bit precious.
MNT?
No, he's going to go back for it. He wants on the return, so he definitely sees it, and he will. Here it comes. Out you come. Oh, he left. Oh.
He TP'd out.
What?
He TP'd out like the Courier was right there.
All right, that's bad for me. I'd actually changed to fog mode, so I was sitting there and was like, oh, he's going to come out any second, but no, he just gave up.
That was, okay, that was bizarre.
Missed opportunity. And that does mean that Curry can begin to recover as he is actually evening up with Mage already. He's at that sweet spot he wants to be, which is half HP, where he can attack pretty damn fast and Mage can't contest him. Hey, have you ever seen an axe this squishy?
To be fair, Monitor's probably like, get your ass up here. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Like, I'm missing a few CS, help me. I was just watching the axe get ever so squishy as he's up to 16 strength lost at about 480 HP. They're actually bringing the Undying up here, though. They realize it's try time.
Okay.
It's interesting because in this bot lane, we talked about dots and how it impacts puck. Luckily, though, Battle Hunger, you can get rid of it. You have got some burst damage to nuke off creeps. Top, though.
Hey,
uh-oh. TP out. Zeddy, this is brave. He doesn't get it.
Close, but no. That's 3 heroes on top of you, buddy.
And it's even worse because he tried for that TP. The walk of shame begins.
Walk of shame.
And you need to be there for a quick level 2, because if you're going to try scenario, Shadow Wave.
Husker. It's Husker. That's 1 bracer, and he's got 16.3, 16 HP regen.
He's actually going to be close to death here.
And he's getting it through the Astral, though.
He is.
That's the thing. You continue regenning while you're banished.
No, that's true. Like, you could actually, if you salve before you got Astral, you'd be fine as well. It's pretty ridiculous. Thus, every time Mage tries this, he's trying to stay competitive here. Hoskar's not really falling behind too much. And the parts that he is just because of the Astral. Like, you expect to be a few CS behind an OD in this type of lane, but as you get these levels, you're going to see that Astral not be used aggressively anymore. And being aggressive in the top.
Madara?
Gets ran down by Muff just casually here. They had the poison touch.
Such a weird place for that. Okay.
That's the only thing, though. Like, there's no other way that they can get the kill on you.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Axe. Saberlight's gone pretty deep here. Kezu does have the illusory orb. Throw it out. He says, Saber, you're not leaving that way. He has got the Waning Rift as well. And it looks like Axe should be going down. He's going to use the stick. Shouldn't make a difference as Kezu sidesteps forward. And doesn't want to waste any time as he TPs back to lane. Actually, Kezu, look at his damage already.
Tower.
Yeah, look at his damage already as well. After 69, he hits hard. You can't underestimate this.
Yeah, and that's pre-null.
It will get 10 times worse. Aggressive on a Pexu here. We're going to keep the poison touch going. Memorphs is activated by Madara. Soul Rip almost gets him. Continue on a Pexu, trying to tank up with the decay, but they lift back on a Muff instead. Look for that kill. We'll be able to find it. Supreme's still chasing here as he's agied up. And Pexu, gotta be careful. Seen once more. They'll finish him off, but Supreme needs to start morphing to move away. Is it going to be enough? Shadow Wave will help him a little bit. It's going to be a close call, though. They will back off as they see the ET arrive. Uh-oh. Poison touch. Maybe next time? He should be fine. They can't aggress like this with Madara in the Metamorphosis. Kezu.
Muff is just getting a ton of value as ET.
Puck, meanwhile, living life on the edge here. Toying with the Axe, who has gone past the tower to get the creeps.
Love it.
What about that Puck? Mage in the mid lane. He's getting pretty low here. Luckily, Curry isn't even halfway towards 6. And you can already see an XP disparity between these two. I'm actually concerned because as soon as he does reach 6, he just life breaks you and you're dead.
And he's a level up too. He's almost of this OD in the mid lane.
And
this is my question about this matchup. I was not convinced that it was as OD favored as it would have been in previous patches.
Oh, it's just not. You're in this scenario now where it's like, because the way the Arcane Orb works, you can't just casually spam it out around level 4.
Yeah, it's so mana expensive. You don't have that free restore anymore. He's actually looping around, but he's not going to catch anybody here.
Nope. He's going to move straight towards bot because I believe Kezu has said something along the lines of, can we deal with this freaking axe that is sitting between my towers?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the powers of the axe.
Oh, OD?
Yeah, well,
you look away for a moment.
You were talking about that the minute he hits 6.
Oh, I was watching for another 6 because Kezu has got access to the Dream Call now. But Saberlight can always just... Oh, actually, he doesn't have a TP. They can walk and they'll realize it as well. Sorip gets him down a little bit lower, and there's the Dream Call committed. As questions will be asked as to why Axe had no TP. Breaks the call. Gives the kill over to Kezu. Nice guy. And there you go in the mid lane, the life break again. You saw Mage barely moved away in time from Kari.
That is terrible.
Yeah. The horror stories.
This Husker is going to be a problem.
He can just keep building braces as well. I mean, he's got his boots completed, and then you just go into another bracer, then the armlet. You're going to have so much health.
He's at almost 50% HP, and he's still getting 20% regen. 20 flat HP regen. That's nuts.
Balances out at this point around the half HP mark, which is where you're too tanky for the OD to kill you, but you attack fast enough that he can't risk trying to engage with you. You actually need a hard stun, and you look on the side of Vega, they don't have many in the way of that. It's mainly just the Rubik.
2 heroes sent up through the dire jungle, including an ET with a DD.
Can he do something though? He's trying to stack as much damage with the Spirit. The chase is on to Madara. They've got the lift. They'll turn around. Maybe next time he's feeling the pain. They're actually going to use Metamorphosis, but maybe next time's already down. Muff will move away in time. Can he get the courier? Oh, he almost got the courier. They're dangling in front of him. And Kezu is here now. He has got the Dream Call. If he can catch both of these, it's going to be nice. There we go. Moves in. Wayne Rift is there as well. They'll turn around, finish off ET. Kezu's taking a lot of damage though. Won't matter, as they just overwhelm Dazzle, who's left behind, as his comrade is already dead. That is the recovery mage needed.
Yes, it is. Meanwhile, just an attempt on the Saberlight Axe bottom comes to nothing as Hexu came in and dropped the tombstone on the backside near the tower, but Axe just ran right away.
It's an interesting move coming out. I think the Undying struggling to find relevance here.
Curry gets lifted back.
Lightfoot's in. Oh, no, yeah, they get rid of the silence on him instantly. The timing on that as well. If the Waning Rift connects, you can probably finish him off. Well, I say that with the Dazzle nearby, they can keep chasing the burn. He's feeling it. They can't get close enough though. He will escape. It looks like ET didn't opt point in Echo Stomp. We haven't really been seeing that much actually. It's usually been this 2 points in Astral, 1 in the natural order. As a result,
TB's got a lot of space though.
He is. He's top of CS, up to 61 compared to a 39 on the Morphling.
Okay, but some of those are jungle CS because the Husker is still heading out with oh boy.
Well, that's pretty deep. Huskar may have overstepped the line here. They're going to zone out Peksu, but Kezu's here as well. Dream Call, Wayne Rift.
Silence on him.
Yep,
yeah.
He can't do anything but die here as Kezu claims a kill, and now Muff's a little bit too deep. Elder Time trying to move away. Peksu will go down. Shallow Grave is there. He's going to turn around to hit on the Madara, but when he comes, that's going to be dead from the Astral.
I mean, it's Saberlight, meanwhile, is still kind of thinking about it, but I don't think that's what you want there, buddy. Especially they can see you.
Oh, they might
do.
Kezu, but he already was suspicious there.
No, he knew. He knew. That ward's been down.
Absolutely. Well, he didn't know if they TP'd or left. They were trying for something cute, seeing as Saberlight hasn't got a blink. He just completed the Vanguard. All the while, the pressure continues to come in the mid. They know they can't let OD get ahead because he will just ruin the Huskar's day. Especially seeing as, you know, when you build all these braces, you're not really stacking a lot of in.
Yeah, but that was a really important kill on there was a little bit of a gap. He was, I believe, the first to hit 4K net worth and just fell back after he died there.
Absolutely. You can't let Huskar snowball. It's one of these type of heroes that if he does get a great lane, he just takes over the entire game.
I mean, in this game right here, right, setting his arm timing back like even 90 seconds is super significant.
All the while, Madara just continue to farm. At this rate, he'll end up top net worth in the next 2 minutes. Carabblade, folks. Doesn't matter what you're doing to in lane, there's always a jungle. Oh my god, side flip! Supreme!
That's, oh my god, second game that we've seen just a Morphling walking around on full Agi and...
They never learn. They never learn. It's a triple null talisman OD and you thought you'd be okay, and now that OD might not be okay himself. Curry will move in. He's got the Astral, and look, the TP's all of the team cover 3 members here to back up the Outward Devourer.
Yeah, that's 4 levels in imprisonment there, so the skill is now on a...
Good thing he did max out as well. He would have had his goose cooked. All the while, the person we haven't talked about is maybe next time, who has just been soaking in the XP in this top lane.
What he does?
Oh no, he got the perfect steal as well.
Oh, that's actually disgusting.
Suddenly.
Full strength morph Rubik, 1400 HP.
Good luck killing him now. the dream for a Rubik in this type of scenario is to get it that early. Dazzle just going to chase here. They might be able to run him down, actually. He moves so slow because this is the other thing with the way Agi is.
That's right. That's right.
299 movement speed, and that's with boots. They'll find him. They turn to Rubik himself. Says, if you want to beat me, I'll beat you. And it used to be so simple, Rubik. You took that steal, you're fully strength, you didn't care. Now you have to worry. You have to worry about that movement speed these days.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Actually, it's pretty deep here. Just get some wards down. They should set up for the push coming out from Terrorblade. Metamorphosis coming off cooldown soon in 15. Looks like they're trying to pile on the pressure because they've made sure Madara has a decent stack of gold, but now they need to utilize him to tower push because he's the only one who can.
Well, and say that. Meanwhile, Husker just completed his armlet. He is out here looking
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Throwing the halberd next as well. He doesn't want to have to worry about either the TB or the OD. Still seems to forget that magic damage is a thing, though. Mage thinking about this. He just wants to slow down the push, get rid of a few of the creeps. They're moving in. Oh, Supreme with the backstab. OD straight towards the Huskar. That's the kill they won.
That adaptive. Yeah, he wasn't fully more adaptive. He had a bit of strength there.
Oh, wow. Look at Pexu go here. Dream Core committed. Curry in a little bit of trouble. Shadowgrave's there. The lift, though, to stop him from attacking. Or like to break up the high ground. Gets the wrong puck, though. Kezu getting low. Needs to be killed. Earth Splitter is enough to bring down the Undying. And Curry's still alive. Meanwhile, on the back foot, Kezu is taking an interesting escape route. He's got the Illusion Orb available. He needs to use it right now. There we go. He'll make it out.
What did Curry life break there?
He life breaked one of the illusions.
A puck illusion, okay.
Yeah, got up to the high ground, and then last stage, puck just took too much damage from the right clicks alone.
Got it, got it.
Dire's middle tower is under
Fun times.
Dire's
But, you know, they fully had him. But this is the problem with the Dazzle Huskar combo. You need to eliminate that Dazzle first.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, it doesn't matter, right? That Husker is taking more magic damage if he's getting graved in a timely manner.
Absolutely, and of course, Armlet. Well, there isn't a hero in the game that uses Armlet better than the Huskar. And if he wants, it's, you know,
not right now.
If he wants to be on that low health, he will. You know, you can't try and go, we don't need to deal with him. He'll be full HP. He's always going to make sure he's around the half HP mark at least.
This halberd is going to be a problem for them.
Well, how do they eliminate him then? It's like it's all on puck right now. But we said about stacking these braces, and you look at his strength. It's already got him up to 2k HP.
Well, it's not only is it 2k HP, but he's getting 40 some. Look at this. I mean, he's getting 40 some regen, 50 regen at 1200 HP. Like that's very, very hard to deal with. You got to power through that.
I think the words you're looking for are freaking nuts.
You don't have that much nuke on top of puck.
And now they're going to Roche, which is so easy with the new Dazzle because of the bad juju.
Yeah, it is.
They're running down. Actually, I can't remember if the bad juju works on Roche. I haven't taken note of that before. No, it doesn't. Thank God.
The armored?
No, thank God. That would be beyond busted.
Man, Curry was letting himself get pretty low there.
That's the life of Huskar. Usually,
that's armlet.
That's the thing. Usually, you kind of like pull out to the side of the pit, so it keeps walking back just as your armlet runs out. He felt more confident with everyone in the pit with him.
On the hunt through the ring. This blink dagger.
What can he do with it is the question. He can see a creep wave and slow down any push opportunity they have in the mid lane. Because you look right now at Hippomaniac's movement, they're just invading the jungle.
Yeah, and they're invading the jungle, and they're taking away this space for the Terrorblade. He's down bottom pushing here.
Well, Puck's here as well. So there should be a safe push as they scout out behind. Metamorphosis has been used. Madara wants this tier 2. It's usually useless, but you know what? It's a distraction. You get out of the way this early, you don't feel the need to come for it later. Huskar?
I mean, it's gold. Okay.
All right. He TP's in. The tombstone did break the trees. That will make the tower deniable. There we go. Huskar gets it. They didn't want to commit too hard. They knew they couldn't because the shrine, of course, is, well, right next door to that tier 2. They always risk the backstab.
That's a very big deal there, because you're exactly as you were saying for the tower, right? They're pushing for the gold there on Terrorblade. They're pushing there partly because that's one of the most efficient ways that Terrorblade can be accumulating resources, is to push to get that tower gold. So that deny becomes even more significant.
And he needs a lot in this game, because this isn't that type of game where you as a Terrorblade goes, Huskar's low HP, it's like high on HP or relatively I'm low, I'll just Sunder, finish off the final tap. If he does get stupidly low, there's always that shallow grave, and he's never going to be above half HP anyway. But
you also look at what's happened to the right, and at 10 minutes into the game, I'm not sure it was 10, but maybe 8. It was actually Puck that was highest. He was Husker hit 4K net worth briefly and then died, and Puck was the first to 4K net worth, so he was the most farmed on his team. Since then, Terrorblade is now up to 9K, and there is quite a gap between then the Hippo cores and then the Puck. Nobody else on the Vega side is farming right now.
But just trying to find a way to stem off this aggression that's coming out. As Hippomaniacs, they claim a tier 2, and this is just going to rinse and repeat. They can go mid, they can go top. This is the power spike Huskar. In fact, he's going to pressure high ground.
Yeah, and Vega just looks like they sort of realized early in the game that OD was not going to be the laning counter to the Husker they had hoped, and they made a few adjustments in terms of attempting to apply pressure, but they haven't found a way yet to deal with it in the mid game.
Well, and they're struggling. You already see with Armor on, he sustains around half HP.
MNC has life break.
Well, Silent's going to be out on a curry. They'll get him low. They can't finish him off. He has got the halberd as well, so they're reluctant. The disarm just to make sure no one tries to get aggressive.
That abilities.
It's insanely strong. You can't just circle around and just overwhelm him. You think about all the heroes that would have been decent against. Like, imagine PL, right? PL trying to dive in, surrounds you. You don't know which one's real. It doesn't matter. Just disarm him, walk away.
Yeah, and that had been one of the classic counter Husker was any illusion hero. Talking about a 4-second disarm. A 4-second disarm on at max level a 12-second cooldown.
Do you want to feel disgusted, Alan? If you ever get a Chaos Knight pick in your game, pick Husker.
Look at the smoke play down here. They may get something for this.
Huh? They can't lift. Oh, the call. The force up away a little bit late. The Mage pretty deep. There's a shotgun through. They'll get rid of him. The Dream Core's down on it too. But then Storm on the free with the Ice Splitter as well. Gets him walking up, but he'll leave behind his teammates. So the buyback comes out the room. They've already lost him and the Undying. And now what do? It's looking like you got Huskar, but you have to go back because Madara is on the push. Actually, he needs to micro on these illusions to make sure Saberlight can't get close enough. Saberlight doesn't want to get close enough anymore. So they're just going for the trade.
Oh, hell no.
Actually, Curry, he's poking at tier 4s. They need to be careful about this.
That trade's awfully optimistic, though. That's one Terrorblade.
Well, he ends up getting the tower and half the health on the range racks before having to back away.
That ain't bad.
They almost actually got Morphling on the way out there. They were pinging, but they couldn't get the lift off.
Yeah. Now that's the danger. You really hope to get a kill on the disengage, but the danger of that though is that if they get an offensive pickoff, like I guess you got your I guess it's less bad. You still got your tier 2 mid, so there's no danger of double rack. All right, fair enough. That's
a big thing. Actually, they've done a decent job of making sure that any sort of progression that Hippomaniacs has is focused around Huskar, so no one else has been able to just do what they want in their lanes.
Oh, they've got to find a way to get this OD back.
Oh, he's trying. He has actually now got the car. Will be going towards the Yasha next, but the eyes are really on Madara and what he gets next. He's actually going for the Lincoln Sphere. A little bit scared of that E-Blade shotgun build. I mean, I feel like just get BKB actually. At this stage, I'd just get BKB.
Yeah, that's what I was contemplating.
I just don't think Lincoln does that much for you. There's plenty of ways to pop it as well. A pop. Oh, they're gonna pop this Dazzle. He has no way out of this. There's goes Shallow Grave. The TP as well. They actually don't have the means to stop him, but he'll die anyway.
Had the damage.
He waited too long, actually. He might have been able to make that because it looked like maybe next time was out of range, so he couldn't use the telekinesis lift. But you know, it doesn't matter. They get the kill. It's just a Dazzle. He forced all these heroes to rotate. And Hippomaniacs have actually calmed down because they don't have that Aegis anymore. You can already see the BK queued up and almost complete for Bakari. Once Husker has that, look towards the Vega base because that is exactly where Hippos will look.
Right. They're going to be very strong. One of the biggest problems with is absolutely no. I mean, they've just been trying to give him space for the last couple of minutes, but just can't farm stacks.
Well, he has the ability to farm stacks with the new Arcane Orb and Equilibrium, but that's like that's one stack. And it's also it's so hideously mana inefficient. Cool about the Equilibrium, yeah. It's basically, if you were like, you look in a vacuum from the logic is if you stack this camp X times, and it's amazing. But if you look at it from the perspective of the cooldown, you're not going to have it available for every camp you go to.
Right, right.
They are moving.
I guess you're right. I guess it is quite a bit better. And this is going to be probably a pick-off onto the Axe.
Yep. Axe has no escape from this. He's got the blade mail, but it won't matter.
Thank you with the frenzy.
It buys him a little bit of time, but his end is near. They even use the Astral to ensure they don't have to hurt themselves more.
That's even that though. That's scary, right? That cost OD and Puck like 50% of their HP.
Well, at least they've got Pex who can heal them up nicely. That's something for him. All the while, Madara was just shoving bot with his illusions, making sure that the Morphling could not respond, which is crucial here because this Morph, he's in his prime right now. He does so much damage with his E-Blade. Actually, almost complete the BK. Roche does spawn in a minute's time, so if they can find a pick-off in the next 20-30 seconds, they can immediately take another Aegis.
Keep expecting to see one of these two teams smoke play.
They just you can.
Okay, all right. The Undying's fairing it out.
Yeah, I think it's definitely coming from VEGA. What I was gonna say there is Hippomaniacs. They might make that move if they won one game down already and they have a lead. They just want to protect that lead at this stage. Just focus around the Roche bit because that's the only thing that matters. Like Huskar is propelled so heavily by Roshan.
Very, very big deal that they just got the steps. That makes those wards make it very hard to take.
The movement from Madara actually hang around this bot area because Hippomaniacs are so committed to that pit. Roche is now up, but if they go in, Madara could go for base again. The question is whether you can risk giving another Aegis over the Huskar.
It gets awfully skipped.
This is the biggest power spike Huskar's likely to get at this stage. She's going for the Satanic next, but you know, this is the moment.
He's got so much to work with in terms of the BKB and Halberd. Boy, they are really not in position to contest this. This is going to die fairly fast.
Puck scouts it out. The Axe isn't here though. They ping. They need to do something right now. This is the best opportunity they're going to have, and they're going to be too late.
Oh, 10% out. No, Roche is gone.
There we go. Aegis actually picked up by Supreme this time.
Wait
for man. E-Blade through. This still going to be that active strike. Dalek Great will keep Supreme alive. BKB used as well. This lead is down to OD. They can move across the line break. No, he Astros himself. They can't get the call there. He's going to be able to force off. He puts the Science puts down, gets rid of Curry straight away. He's going to move through Astro again. He's still alive, and now Madara arriving means they have to retreat. They're going to chase onto this. Saberlight will look to escape. They lose your old fruit. Kezu trying to get involved in time. Looks like Mage will go down to the Battle Hunger from Saberlight, but now vengeance will be had as Axe has been found and should be ran down. Yosh comes out, lose your through, and that will be the end of Mr. Saberlight.
I think Mage straight up saved that fight. He astrals himself as the life break is in the air. He would have died. Coming out.
And as a result, because that life break mill, the Huskar was way too low on HP. He did not even get a chance to eat that cheese.
Right, right. Now that Husker with the damage potential of the Husker there could have just destroyed everybody. And you wonder now about the decision to put the Aegis on the Morphling rather than the Husker.
Oh, you know what? They didn't want him.
Hindsight's always 20/20.
They didn't want him getting Science Eclipsed again like last time. That's what it was.
That's true. That's true.
I said you can't screw this up.
But right now the Husker is arguably, I don't know. I think I am all in. I think if I'm Hippo, I'm more like, let's all in now on the Husker. The Morphling has what he needs to be this this nice secondary core with BKB Blade, rather than continuing to have Husker create space for
Dire's
more.
middle tower is under
And they're gonna do that. They're gonna set for an aggressive push.
I mean, I agree. Like, you're in the scenario as a morph. Like, if you waveform in, you shotgun someone down with E-Blade, you've done your part. Then it's Huskar's job to carry these fights, and he can in the current state. But now without that Aegis, trying to approach high ground here is, I think it's very risky. Especially seeing his Axe has once again shown himself. He does have boost of travel though.
Pexu ships passing in the night down here.
Ooh, a little bit close. Closer than they maybe realized there. And look at this split push coming out from Vega. They're going to pressure all the lanes, and they're going to say, all right, Hippo, you want to come to our base? There's going to be a price to pay.
Yeah. Hippo are like, where are our creeps?
Dire's bottom shrine.
Good job from Saberlight nonetheless, though. Like, picking up these boosts of travel means he can be the one back here. And Vega, they can't think about going to these fights.
Yeah, I really... Madara is moving around the map quite intelligently. 4-1 set. He's getting a lot of farm, and he's doing it very safely.
Dire's bottom
Like
shrine
he's making it look really he's making it look a lot easier than it is to not get picked.
Radiant are scanning.
Especially that movement and illusions across the mid. Most people just stick them bot and push in, but he identifies that without that mid wave, there's no push opportunity for the side of Hippo. And actually, Mark, he's pretty deep here, and now the call coming out a little bit late. Terribly getting low, they'll shotgun him down. He at least takes the ET with him. If
that's not the caster's curse, I don't know what is. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I might have to message him afterwards. I totally got him killed right there.
Haas takes full responsibility for all of those that just lost money.
Oh, it's a lot harder than it looks. Oh.
God damn it. God damn it, Alan. Don't just think of the players. Guys. Think of all the betters. They just lost money on that. Like, yeah, Madara's going to have this score at the end. No. No, he's not.
Sorry.
But they still actually apply pressure as they rotate Mage over here to make sure the Axe is stuck in base. Like we said, and he can respond quickly.
And there's the escort quest again. As, you know, multiple Hippo heroes are like, all right, we're keeping this creep wave alive, guys.
They have to. They won't have a secondary creep wave as Mage breaks it again. We're going to go in here. Silenced up. Curry is getting low, but he does have the cheese to work with still. Mage has arrived. He's got the Silence Eclipse again. Curry, you need to be careful.
Husker on low health. Come on, buddy.
He has got the BKB, though. He's sustaining pretty damn nicely so far. Turn around on the melee, but... Oh, wait. Where are our creeps again?
Yes, exactly.
Almost like the side of Vega keep cutting those waves. And this just buys time, because if this goes too late into the game, this Terrorblade just takes over completely. Like, a Huskar is good. But late game, Huskar versus Terrorblade. That is definitely a Terrorblade favored matchup.
Yeah, certainly once you get to a certain point. Although it is concerning. I guess in a relative sense they're keeping up. That gap is staying relatively constant.
Kezu is living life on the edge here. They almost caught him with a call, and then he walked into Huskar as well.
And with the call,
top shrine
look at his HP. He dies in like seconds.
There's the catch of this hero. Incredibly elusive, but incredibly squishy to even it up. And there's the Aegis reclaimed as Hippomaniacs realize they're never getting high ground, so I'll just take the shrines instead. Eyes will be on that next Roche though, because you can give over these two. You say what you want. The third one is the pivot point. With the Refresher Shard, yeah, let's just say double Cool or double Grave, even double Earth Splitter could really decide a fight in favor of Hippomaniacs.
Although you do have to give a little bit of thought to controlling lanes better as Hippo, because Vega playing
Kezu?
effectively. Kezu gets caught!
Yup, shotgunned up. He's going to make his escape though. He had enough HP and enough magic resistance to be fine. Actually jukes him out and goes the other way. Kezu! Oh, balls of steel.
Wow. That was actually really cool.
Saberlight's going to look for him now.
He's going to pick up a TP.
Yeah, no, he needs one, but the call's going to come out. He's gone. They found him.
Oh, I had not noticed that he had no TP there. I thought he was just being super cute with that orb misdirection.
No, that's how he got caught. He was trying to TP out, and then he got caught by the call. I was trying to call the adaptive strike.
Oh, okay. I hadn't seen that the initial adaptive strike broke a chain. All right, that makes sense.
But, you know, if you had to die at any point, probably a good one before Roche is up when the lane's pushed in so that your opponents can't do anything with it.
Yeah, I was making the comment that even though the OG and the Puck are still behind all three cores of the Hippo, that the gap is not increasing. The gap has been remarkably stable at like 1K or 2K, which is doable, right? I mean, MNT's pretty farmed. You know, he's got a blink Yules. Hippo, Vega are still in pretty decent position farm-wise. Hippo have to just be able to control these lanes.
They've definitely stabilized, and the thing to kind of highlight, again, is always going to come down to when you pick a Huskar, you are on a clock. And don't get me wrong, this Morphling can do a lot for your late game, but the TB plus OD, that's always what's going to come out of my mouth in this matchup, is if this goes too late, these two do a hell of a lot.
Boy, coming out on the side of Hip. Butterfly just that's going to be obviously makes him a little bit more sustainable, but that's a nice DPS item. Smoke on smoke here.
Yeah, but they'll know about this. And then his Silence comes in. Dazzle's the first there. Now trying to move in the disarm. Rubik's going to dodge out for the Yules. Now, Silence gets dropped. The BKB already activated for Morphling. Means he can run down and finish off maybe next time. Muff gets low, but not low enough. The call's there. They dunk down on OD. They'll split it through as well. It doesn't matter. They've already lost 3 on the side of Vega. Now, Madara, he's trying to retreat through here. On the side, Kezu will run down Muff, but then he'll just TP out as he realizes he cannot help out this Terror play. Space created as Madara is still alive. He'll go for the TP, but it's going to be a bold attempt. The zombie reveals everything. The adaptive strike. Lincoln protects him just in time.
Yep, just comes up.
Well, Lincoln's pays off there. I still feel like the BKB might have served him better to fight against them, but at least this gets him out alive. I think the biggest problem is that you know what you're doing. You're looking around, aren't you, Alan? You're going, all right, they took this fight. What do they take now? There's nothing.
Right.
Again.
That's you already okay. Yeah, that's kind of scary. You already know me too well as a co-caster. I'm looking around, going, okay, you took a big fight, and
question mark.
Yeah, it you know that kind of a fight. It doesn't feel good to have a great engagement like that and then just be able to convert nothing because the lanes are just perpetually on your side of the map.
I mean, you know, you get some money out of it, but that's going to be it. They're still going to be up in time for the Roche.
We're past the point that they should have been talking about bots on a hero. They should have talked. You need to actively deal with this split push. This is something that Vega is using. They've had so much control over the pace of this game, even being behind.
Kezu, oh, gets gone.
Oh my
Supreme
God.
with the invis room just walks in and finds the prime target.
that's a good time.
Gotta get with time. It's like, how do you like these runes now, boy? But meanwhile, you're looking to push top. The pings come out, but what's Madara doing bot again? It's the Terrorblade shot. And he'll even cut mid as well. There's going to be a TP back from the Axe, but straight away Madara, he has been so tempered. No, not to approach.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Oscar just trying to get control of the mid lane, get that pushed in. Star has to be careful. He needs to be able to go back to base at any point, but Saberlight's here. Oh, they're going to go on Saberlight. The life break forward down to half HP already. Buyback comes out for the puck as well. They're going to TP back to Dazzle. Madara just toying with him right now. And meanwhile, on the top, they are committing. The BKB was used. The Dream Call is already down, but they don't need to move out of it. Lift's going to be there. Madara needs to get back. No, the call. No! He gets caught trying to TP away.
Oh my goodness.
And that could be deciding right here. Mage moving in with his own BKB. He's got Silence Eclipse, but he can't use the BKB on Huskar. Means he's protected. Actually, he hits harder. Lift's going to be there. Drags him back. They can go for the Silence Eclipse opportunity. But no! He needs to move away. This shotgun protects himself in time. And now Petsu will go down to Curry. There's the Silence Eclipse. Is not enough. They morph up just enough. They're the forward. They call OD as well. He does nothing to them. And it looks like TB. He's just stuck here committed to this push. He has no TPs. Back in his base. OD is down. They go for the throne. Hippomaniacs may have pulled it off.
Oscar. Oh, MNT, I'm sorry, buddy. Your Yules is not going to save you. I mean, Oscar just hit Satanic and was back to full HP in under a second. Oh my God, that was insane.
It's absurd, and honestly,
I think Satanic is actually beastly in this patch.
It is. It's the same thing good with Saturus is now Kezu going in. They're going to get him low. They will be able to get Morphling. Now Curry trying to fight against the BKB from Mage though. Trying to stand his ground with a regen on Curry. He still has the cheese to work with. He's going to eat it. Madara is here now. Going to try and fight against his arm comes out. Life break across onto the Undying. Meanwhile, the top Axe. He says, I need that final rack, but he can't get it. Huskar trying to move across to help the BKB. It's going to be close, but no. They don't have the damage. The backdoor protects and Saberlight goes down as well.
Oh my god, that Rax, I think, was under 100 HP, but the backdoor regen kicks in just in time, saving Mega Creeps. Vega have a life in this game.
They do, but they need to push fast. And honestly, you saw Madara, he had to walk all the way back. I thought he was originally going to try and just run towards the fountain to just get himself killed, because him not being that fight just made it so easy for HIPPOMANIACs to do what they wanted.
That's a good question. That's a good question, whether he should have done that. It certainly put, you know, we joke about the walk of shame all the time early on in the laning phase, but that was like the ultimate walk of angst.
And Axe will buy back. The man that ruined Madara's hopes of defending is ready to defend this Roche. And they know how badly Vega need this to compete. Oh, Jiva's coming in, punk around the backside. Alpine silenced up, now going on to Dazzle to buy back out from Huskar, but they won't have a shallow grave for him because Dazzle's the one who uses it and will go down. It's going to be yours coming out onto the Axe, missed time with the Earth Splitter, but Pexu needs to run away. Saberlight getting him low, the call's going to be there. He should be able to just Cullen blade him down. On the side though, Huskar controlled up, the BKB coming out, no, he's just going to heal up. They'll move away. The life break from next time means that he can't move across the chase. It did some out with his Terrorblade in the meantime. He's going to use the thunder, he turns around, the Sanchez Muff's going to be low. He's still lucky to use the shallow grave though. And Madara, he can't fight against Supreme, will bring him down the back foot though. Kezu, he just snipes out. They managed to get 4 members of HIPPOMANIACs, and Supreme was the last one left alive. Maybe next time here as well, the lift is going to be there, the damage is through, it might be enough to bring him down. But they have to back off.
Oh my god. Vega kited out the Satanic of the Huskar. They knew the minute that he hit that BKB that the Satanic was on the way, and they just got out. So instead of being back to 100% HP as he was during the base push, he only got back to around 50. And then when he re-engaged on the Terrorblade, they had enough nukes to potentially deal with him. The Sunder was spectacular there. That gave Madara like 2k HP to work with.
Absolutely, but even then, you could see how much he was struggling to fight up against the Morphling. Well, this is probably the stage where you go, do I need more damage? Do I need some sort of sustain? No, Terrorblade, he knows what he wants. No BKB, nothing like that. He's going to be going straight for that. Keep in mind, like Terrorblade, he was disarmed for the first half of that fight with him. That's why he wasn't killing anyone.
Exactly. Exactly, but I completely agree. Like, sustain is only going to, like, you're not going to out-sustain this Huskar. I mean, the level of HP regen, the amount of damage that he's tanking during these fights is absolutely ridiculous. You have to engage on him selectively. That was by far the best that they dealt with him all game long in that last fight. Just absolutely beautiful on the positioning by Vega, and Madara realizes that he needs to be able to take advantage if his team creates positioning like that for him.
And the other thing to look at now is Madara, when he gets back up.
Look at this. They're going to try and get through the back door.
Oh, get it. Mega Creeps. They actually managed to get it. That's going to be Mega Creeps now. And all of a sudden, Vega, they had a leg in this game. Things just got 10 times more difficult.
Oh, Lord. I love you, Muff. He's like, all right. Follow me, Supreme.
Let's go.
I know the way. I love it.
Yes, folks, you did just hear an official declaration that Nahaz loves her. Moving on from that.
Really? Really? No,
moving on from that.
I'm married. I don't know what that is. Anyway,
Madara.
We do have all of a sudden Vega finding themselves in a position. They have had the superior lane. They've had the superior lane control all game long, but now they have to try and establish that through Mega Creeps. The clock is ticking on this Dire side.
And
they're going to run a smoke play. This is very easy to read, but the Morphling is out front here. All
right. Well, Linga's got popped there because he had to adapt his strike talent, and that actually maybe made it a little bit obvious to them.
Yeah.
But I think the thing to look at right now is actually more important than trying to zone out for this Roche. But even more important than that is how badly Madara needs a DD. I was going to say he needs level 25 for the attack range still, Huskar, but DD works too.
This Roche, they have to do this super fast because they're going to get pushed in on while they do this. This top lane is going to be in their base very, very quickly.
Yep, this is a race. Can they do it quick enough to live? They actually caught Huskar here, going to drag him back a little bit. And there it is. Egg is picked up and on the Terrorblade. They might have a chance.
Barreling back. Like they get a creep wave spawn, so they're going to be able to deal with these, and a nice DD rune on Madara, making it even easier.
But this is grim. At least with the Aegis, they have a shot.
Here.
They're going in. They try to find the puck, but Kezu's out.
It's out.
Not like this, he says.
All the big abilities on both sides are up.
That's the big focus right now. Buybacks only available on 2 people in this game right now. The Morphling and the Rubik.
Even with the Aegis, it feels like Vega is, and it feels so bad to have mega creeps against you and probably having to take a fight in your own base.
That is the case. Like, they're in the scenario where Hippomaniacs, they could just try and wait out this Aegis. There's no pressure on them because the creep waves are always barreling towards Vega's base.
I just don't, I mean, I think it's probably the right play, but you do have to question a little bit whether that Roshan, the Aegis play, was worth it.
Oh no, that was the last component, the MKB, and Terrorblade bought out on that.
Okay. I mean, he's got Aegis.
That's true, but you know, if you're taking that fight in your base, you either need that MKB or you're going to need the third life. Now you will not have that. Meanwhile, Supreme getting ever closer to that Skadi will always hold him to buyback though. Actually, it's at the stage in the game. Just one bad fight, and Vega will be barreling down your mid lane. I feel like the opportunity is very hard now for Vega. I think as soon as they took the Roche, they should have sent Kezu back to push out top and then barrel down mid. That might have been their best shot. Now they're stuck in this limbo.
It's so hard because your lanes are pushing in so fast with mega creeps against that you run the situation, you run the risk of winning a fight and still losing a base race.
Oh, shotgun. Pexu getting on HP. The call interrupted. Maybe next time the lift on point. Pexu still alive. BKB comes out in the meantime for Morphling. The sleep is there on the Terrorblade and on the Rubik. Looking for maybe next time. Yours comes out. Earth Splitter through. Decent damage on the Pexu. Now going to turn around the Dream Call. Silence is on the Morphling, but the Shallow Grave will keep him alive. Stannis clips down. Going to get him low, but no. He starts to morph up. He should be fine here. The call's going to come out. Supreme. He's going to just heal up straight away and look to get away from this. Turns into the Undying.
Oh my God.
Turns back and dies off.
Are Vega doing it?
They are. They're going to find Saberlight as well. They get 2 big kills. They can force the buyback out on the Morphling, but there is not one available to Axe.
And they've got to address this top lane, but they're going to have time to do that. Man, I'm telling you, they're showing a lot of patience against mega creeps, and they may be able to pull this back.
There is a big problem, though, in that you just use your Metamorphosis, and you aren't going to get a chance to barrel down mid with it. You just have to use it to push out these lanes again. And this is always the worry that in the current state, every time they find 2 pickoffs like this, it's never enough to get out of the base.
It's just, you know, I can't, I'm not going to flame Saberlight for this, far from it, because his aggression, I think, has really keyed Hippo in a lot of these good fights that they've taken, but they got really split there at the beginning of that fight. It felt like there was no reason why the Axe and the Morph need to be so far out ahead.
Radiant's middle tower.
Yeah, so it was pretty overly aggressive, especially trying to find a kill on Undying on the side. Morphling had already used shotgun combo. And now look at this, screw backdoor.
Yeah, they pushed a little faster than I thought.
Oh, lift.
They're going to be able to take a fight with the Radiant base.
They found the Dazzle. They're going to bring him in right now. The Storm's going to be there. Going to get him low. Trying to move in here. They should be able to find him in time. No Shallow Grave for you.
No buyback on the Dazzle.
Huskar going in right now. The disarm actually trying to use against them. The BKB there on Huskar. No, he has to disarm them just to push them away. This is not an aggressive use. He's just trying to stay alive. Dara's going to move back in. Looking towards builds now. He goes, wait, why am I going to the mid? But there's a Brax right here. They could even this up on Megas.
All right, Morphling ready. Still got top lane, but there's no 2-3 up top.
There is no Metamorphosis for 40 seconds. They're going to jump right in. They pop the Lincolns. They disarm. They just move away. And now the reflection comes into effect. Supreme doing a lot of damage to himself. Needs to be careful. And they do enough. They've slept the rest of the team. The disarm's dead. Mana dodge to get away. Terrible. Stand his ground. They're going to move in. Now trying to go in here. Puck goes pretty deep. Gets him down to half HP and moves away. That's BKB moving in. Supreme with the shotgun. Maze forcing his own BKB. Pexu getting low on HP. He should be going down here. And now without the Vlads there, they have to go back. Regardless of whether there's creeps there or not, they know they can't sustain any longer.
Yeah. That Undying does have buy. Holding on for the moment. Vega doing a much better job maintaining these lanes than I thought they were going to be able to. Obviously, 6-sided Terrorblade has quite a lot of push potential, but the other cores are heroes that can have trouble pushing.
Exactly, and you actually saw that for a moment. You were going to see Madara go for the boost of travel. He changed his mind, though.
Right.
Wait, no, he's changed it again. He wants Daedalus, then he wants boost of travel. He's in this awkward scenario where they need to be quick to react, but when you've already got boost of travel on the puck, it's probably Kezu screaming, wait, I can just do that. You don't need to do that.
They can, okay. Good. This D ward is actually a great play by Senny. They needed to take care of that, which they should have known after that 2 engagements ago that Vega had vision over that part of the map, and this is a natural staging area if you can deny vision for the Dire.
They need to do something soon, though, because the thing I'm now eyeing up is the fact that Mage, she's queued the Sheep Stick next. Once you get that with the Refresher Shop, the Silence Eclipse, you can actually kill these people pretty easily.
This is actually about it. This is really good composure by both of these teams, because it is very easy to make a game-ending mistake here as either side. Please tell me I didn't cast a curse at the beginning.
Oh, Curry, he's been caught here. He's going to be well down. Now he's using Shallow Grave to protect himself on the back with the Dream Core controls up Supreme. He gave me to move through. Curry just distracted on the side. They're not sure whether they want to go for Verona or Earthsplit is out. Look, they just melt through Terrorblade. The buyback comes out straight away. Now Curry going to try and stand his ground against this. Needs to be careful though. They're going to have chase on the BKBs. Then Silent Eclipse going to get him low. Life break to get away. And he might make an escape. Shallow Grave is there, but no. The pushback, maybe next time. He makes sure the Huskar goes down. The lift is down his axe as well. They've got the Battle Hunger if they want to use it. They slow him down. The call trying to move through to find Mage, but he just kind him out on the other side. Kezu forces the supports to TP away and leaves Saberlight for dead.
Oscar
was doing something, that's for sure. It actually looked like he was distracting them, because originally Morphling went exactly here and it looked like he was going to tap buildings, but then he turns around in a Terrorblade.
Yeah, that fight was super weird. It looked like they were just Radiant Base as a group, but boy, I'm not quite sure what the communication breakdown was there. I'm pretty sure there was. On the part of MNT, you got to be really careful using and banishing that Huskar if you're the OD, because he does get his reach during that. Speaking of MNT, he's going to go down here in the mid lane. Does have buyback.
As BKB being used, Madara trying to move in, Reflection will not connect. He wants to find something, anything. They smoke up. They're going to keep on chasing. Muff's Glimmer Cape will run out soon, and they know where he is because of the spirit. His spirit betrays him. He's going to go for this stop opportunity. Does connect the sleep, and he is so damn fast.
Yeah, Madara tried to juke that stomp, and they may have been able to get him if not.
They have got the waves pushed out, but the problem is so much time wasted. And look at this. Huskar's up for 10 seconds. Axe in 20. And Roche might spawn in 10 seconds, but even if it does, can you really take it?
I do not, man. The rework is still so weird to me. How does ET have 464?
Like drums,
yeah,
plus the
stat.
trank.
It's and
then the wind lace.
All of a sudden, the natural stat growth to move speed from Agi, coupled with all these percentage bonuses. Huh. All right.
Yeah, wind lace is ridiculous value right now for a support. Like I rarely see a wind lace not on a support.
That's what I'm saying. And that the percentage stacks additively. Okay.
I mean, I say I rarely see it, and yet he's the only support with it, but still, you get great value, especially on melee heroes with this.
Oh yeah, even like the 5, you're seeing some of even like the 6th position captains buying winless.
Especially seeing as melee heroes of lower speeds got buffed as well. Right. It's like makes it even easier to try and close that gap between you and Agi heroes.
VEGA are trying to control the Roche pet, but Roche spawn is just a little bit longer than they would prefer. I'm sorry. Hippo trying to control the Roche pit.
Longer than expected, and look at this split push coming out. Madara and Kez on both sides, and Morphling is on the move. And he catch out Kezi. The problem is no invis rune this time.
It's the you know what mind screwed me this game was this. I just keep having to remind myself of the splash on the Arcane Orb.
Yes.
And that's got to be why VEGA is having such an easy time holding off. I'm thinking like OD versus Mega Creeps. Lol. But in fact, OD becomes a pretty decent hero against Mega Creeps now.
It does indeed. And eventually he'll become a powerhouse because that Silence Eclipse he used, he didn't double down because he saw the BKBs out. So he still has that refresher charge, and we have yet to see the full potential of it.
That's a very good point, particularly as we're setting up for potentially a game-deciding Roche fight here.
Especially seeing as he's getting close to that Hex. He doesn't want to buy out on it, though. He knows how important buybacks are right now. The problem is, if it's around this Roche pit and you have to make a choice, I think you buy out, just because if you buy back, how the hell do you get in the fight again?
I have to watch more of that Heroes replays. I can't quite get the new OD mechanics committed to memory. You seem to have that down.
Yeah, you always have to remember. Just the way to remember how the splash damage, just remember that he can farm Ancients. That's you're good to go. Yep. Maybe next time he's going to spot what's going on here. They need to work quick here, though. The Solar Crash is making it so easy.
He's dead so fast.
Madara is nowhere nearby. That is going to be Roche falling. They pick it all up. The call. They've actually caught the Pexu. He's a little bit far forward. They should be able to find him. They should run him down. Now jumping in. Kenzie trying to get to work on this VEGA. He's come up to Supreme and Mage. Trying to move away. The Earthsplit is going to be there, but won't connect. Dar with the DD. He's doing a lot of damage. He can fucking stand his clip.
Oh my God,
They pop the Aegis. Now the Shallow Graves with Dara. He needs to sunder someone. He could go for Morphling when he comes up. Is he going to do it though? Yes. No. He just goes straight to the Huskar. Turns around. There's the Morphling switch on the Supreme. And he's trying to fight against this. The disarm comes out from Madara. Now he can go and fight against it. The shotgun. Move it. He saves himself with the stolen Shallow Grave and the buyback there on Huskar. But it looks like maybe next time's going to survive. OD with the buyback trying to get involved. Kenzie will run down Senny in the meantime. Dazzle is dead. And he has got buyback, but the Dazzle is not the concern.
This game is still on.
It is indeed, because the thing that is concerning is you took the Aegis, you took the cheese, you took the refresher shot. You might have two of those things, but you don't have the most important one, the second life through the Aegis.
Unbelievable. It's been mega creeps for like over 10 minutes.
VEGA refuse. Yeah, they might be one game up, but they want a clean sweep. You said about NIP having a chip on their shoulder. VEGA got to be feeling the same way.
Wow.
Look at Huskar's next item. He needs, you know, this is more about just constant mobility in these fights. He needs to be able to move around and get on top of people.
I like that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because if he gets CC'd, there's just only so much the Morphling can do. Morph is going to have cheese to work with here.
They're moving in though. They know Morph is not available. This is the best opportunity right now. No buyback on the Terrorblade for 2 minutes as well. Supreme taking a lot of damage. Dig on the back foot. Dazzle down to half HP. Ken's going to move up. Protector's going to be there though. Kari down the call. Connects on the both the corners. They're going to move in. Celebrate there for maybe next time to save Mage's life. And now Terrorblade. He can't do anything. He's disarmed. He's finally going to actually get out of this. Trying to deal with Kari. They're trying to get rid of the tier 4. Supreme down to half HP. The dump comes out. OD's dead. Supreme staying alive. Will lead the cheese. Now the call's going to be there. Pexu's being called. He's going to go down as well. The disarm again on the Madara. He can't do anything. He's got the sun to the Shadow Grave to protect. But no, he gets done, and it looks like it might be over as HIPPOMANIACS take the second game to even up the score.
Soda. My goodness. Really cool. Yes, I mean, Hippo, to some people, will be like, oh, well, it took them how long to finish the game against Meg.
Dire team
That's why you
back.
need to diversify.
Yeah. It's like I'm at a stage where I can't diversify. I mean, there's not really an esports scene that interests me other than Dota right now, but it's like also like you're in a very fragile state this early, like a casting career, because I think if you pivot, then what happens is people assume you aren't passionate about X game, and then you don't succeed in either.
I actually hate. I hate that. I was so mad about the blowback. CS:GO and burned out.
Dire team back.
And people were like, "Oh well, you know, Kobe obviously didn't." Burnout is a thing, and you want that person to do all
Radiant
they can.
Team ban.
The maximum passion for the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, I mean, admittedly, through his own admittance, as he said himself, he screwed up in how he ended that team partly. Like he didn't understand the ecosystem.
Yes, that's fine, but that's always like, but it's esports. It's all of these scenes.
Good old esports.
That if you had interest in doing that, you could do that.
You know what? I used to primarily be a COD gamer. I told you before, like COD 4, like I was doing leagues and all that. So I wouldn't be against going back.
If you ever wanted to branch, I still keep in touch with some of the guys. Like the MLG guys are told Adam over and over. I hope you can get back into Dota, but once Activision, once that merger happened and they had MLG,
Dire team pick.
but I'd love to see that. I'd love to work with them.
Radiant team
Like
pick.
they're just like those guys are just.
All right, looks like we're gonna have to buy Blackout after these qualifiers.
All right, I'm down.
See, that's got me off thinking about buying Fallout now. Good.
Oh Lord.
Okay, the reason I was gonna buy that is because I would like the idea of role
I've
playing.
actually, full admit, I've actually been sorely because I have so. But
10
like the fun I have with
remaining.
those Fallout games is.
5 seconds
All right,
remaining.
we should probably
We can
actually talk about the.
get back to that afterwards. Yeah, we'll get into this. Live in 5, 4, 3. And we're back. That's right, guys. But hold on a second. This doesn't look right. What the hell? We are back with the Bucharest minor EU close qualifiers. But,
Radiant
well,
team pick.
these teams drew. We're meant to have different teams, but we're not, because this is a tiebreaker. This is basically the full best of 3 in the end between HIPPOMANIACS and VEGA Squadron to decide who gets a chance to slay TI winning champions OG. And I don't know about you, Nahaz. If it's anything like game 1 and 2, I am hyped for this third game.
Yeah, I will take it. I mean, you talk about 2 back-to-back 50-plus minute games, rare enough in this current patch, where I think the pace of play has already been faster, and I think it's going to get even faster as time goes on. But it's one thing to talk about a 50-plus minute game where it's lone driven.
Definitely a good way to open. Enables a lot of these melee carries, and chief among them would have been the PA if it had not been banned out straight away by HIPPOMANIACS. Already reluctant to let that slide through.
10 seconds remaining.
And I like the Undying pick a lot, Bo. I think
5
it
seconds
fits
remaining.
the way that both of their support. These are clearly 5 players that all like to get in the middle of things. But I think Magnus is a heck of a hero this patch, and PA's already banned. Jug, still a real good. I think there are still just a lot of very, very good.
Yep, most definitely. Jug, as you said, is an obvious one. PL, the one that people don't think about, but accelerates that early farm. And of course, another one that would be chief amongst it, considering it was in the last game, would be the Terrorblade.
Dire team ban.
But that's one way to open up.
This hero had gotten through the drafts, and I remember being very, very surprised by that. I think another round of nerf. I still think the fact that the damage skills, what is it, your Q, that the damage still skills indefinitely with the number of units hit and linearly, like that's it makes the hero, if you find the right angles in fights, the damage that you do from super long range with this
Absolutely, and depending on the regions, we've seen very different focuses. For example, particularly in the Western scene, we do see this huge focus on the Ink Swirl, whereas the further you go east, the more you see people liking the Phantom's Embrace and Stroke of Fate.
And I just think the hero scales wonderfully. It's flexible in terms of its builds, and the damage continues because it's just a fact that as the game goes on, right? One of the problems that most supports face is that magic damage scales with skill points caps, right? Grimstroke, as the game goes on, there are more and more units on the map. He gets more and more damage potential with his primary nuke, and his other spells, their utility is such that as long as you have a hero that can go in and can just basically make sure that it's inflicting a bunch of damage instant enemies, the stun scaling on that Inkswell is just ridiculous.
Yep, and of course, like so with the Stroke Fate again, it's actually a surprising indirect counter to these illusion-based heroes because the army stacks up, hurts a lot more. Also, if you start the fight by hitting, Lancer cannot hide from that. You know which one's real the whole time.
Yeah, that's actually an even better point. I mean, people used to buy Veil against PL for that reason, right? And I think that's absolutely valid with this hero. It also not only, it's double duty. It makes the hero himself easier to track. It also makes so that you have at least one other unit that gives you guaranteed disable on him.
Let's just quickly restart the call, Alan. There was a little bit of Kyle.
Oh yeah, all right. That's something that we always
keep saying we always forget to do it, and then we always forget anyway. It's all good, folks. We've been so excited to talk about this game. All right, there we go.
There you go.
Just saying, we've been too buzzed in between this game, just talking about. There's so many details you can break down between these two teams.
That's true, and it's fun to sort of talk about the adjustments that they're going to make ahead of a game 3.
Look at this so far, though. Bans. There is a ban on the Huskar. Vega's showing a little bit of respect.
Both Huskar and Oracle bans coming out in the second phase. I wonder if Vega is thinking about moving this Magnus to the 4 and running a Darks here.
5 seconds remaining.
It's a possibility. It could also just be they're trying to essentially eliminate any snowballs, right? Like Hippomaniacs, you could see at the Huskar, that's obvious, but then Dazzle and Oracle, both these two supports that enable a ridiculously powerful amount of snowball out of a single focus core lineup.
And certainly, I mean, what Hippo did in the last game, not just the Huskar, has to concern you as Vega, because you are very fortunate that you had the ability to control the lane. That the way they executed that death ball was really. I was wondering whether we would see that animate. A lot of disagreement on animation in this patch. There are some teams that think that this could still end up being a top tier hero.
I think it's when the Magnus appears, you just don't want to risk it, because if this hero does get off to a good start, he will take over the game within 20 minutes.
Well, I think it's just, I mean, there are a number of factors that all make it so that flash farming is just a little bit better patch. Okay, you talk about push and death ball. There you go.
There's that pressure. So Hippomaniacs, they're starting to pivot into this heavy push strat. Tanking, of course, can shove lanes very effectively. And Shaman plus Undying, that's a lot of aggression early on.
I think we're either gonna Magnus partner, or we're gonna find out whether this.
Seconds remaining.
Yeah, it could also be that the Grimstroke is the Magnus partner if it's a core, because you do buff up his damage decently.
I mean, you can't ignore it. Certainly not on a day when we've seen, Hippomaniacs experiment with a mid Skywrath. But again, I feel like Int cores as mids.
Radiant team.
Very, very dicey.
Oh no, I'm saying Grimstroke as the support for the Magnus.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, as the buff up damage.
Okay. I thought you were talking about Grimstroke. All right, Lena's fine. This is still the flex value is intact, by the way. This could still be a 5 or a 2.
There are definitely options available to them, and thus this forces Hippomaniacs to reveal first where their draft is going. Of course, they do have the final pick, but then Vega throwing out the mid potentially this early doesn't hurt them, because they know they will not have the surprise 10th pick.
Well, and look at what you've also got. I mean, what you have to look at Vega, and you have to add, like, what kept us in that was just the ability to just shove lane. Got the first 3 picks on the board with Vega are just here, shove, shove, shove. Undying, you know, he's a hero that can help sustain a push. He's not necessarily a hero that wants himself. Sand King's obviously very effective with that. Rasta can do that and certainly can take structures, but at the end of the day, you know, if he's a support, which Ether Shock is very mono.
That's going to be the interesting part, is whether this is a support or core. Most likely is going to be a support because Sand King has been exclusively played as a +3 so far. And I don't like Shaman as 2 or 1. I don't mind it as a 3.
Yeah, I like the 3 position Shaman, but not at the expense of having to shift.
No, they're taking a lot of time. This is throwing them off. They're not sure. Is this the mid, they're saying? That's a reasonable choice, actually.
Instantly?
Well, you can, the catch with the Pugna, of course, is you can decrypt to stop the harassment and stop last hit still. Of course, you can throw out the Dragon Slave. The other big thing is it's hard to hit a Light Strike around to a Pugna because it's so fast. That's the biggest factor.
True.
It's still, you're still screwed when you reach 6. Don't get me wrong. That's where it's scary.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, she's going to have kill potential.
5 seconds remaining.
Points in the lane, and the Nether Ward doesn't bother her quite as much as it bothers some of the other.
Radiant team back.
All of her spells. There's the PL that you were talking about as the Magnus. I think that was a very good call. Hippomaniacs do have some tools to deal with this PL, but they don't have anything that's close to scaling.
That's the thing.
If this game goes past 35 minutes, it's PL right at least through the first 8 hero picks.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm looking at. It's like I'm going, okay, you got Sand King at the start. You're going to pressure him fairly well, but once you just look beyond that lane, even if PL has a crappy start, the Magnus is going to help him recover the Empower. Suddenly his Diffusal comes at a good time, and you're against a Shaman, a Pugna, even an Undying with this Diffusal. They're in trouble.
Right. And you got to wonder, especially with some Hippomaniacs so far today in 4 games. I mean, do they have that? That's
the thing. People make an argument. Last game they had a Huskar. You know, that's the ultimate cheese head of Dazzle as well. Yes, they did, but they fought incredibly well. The question is whether this lineup can make the timings, because right now I'm looking at Hippomaniacs, and what they've already broadcast to VEGA. We're going fast. We're going very fast with the Shaman, with the Pugna. By level 6, we're going to be taking all your tier 1s.
I mean, I guess you could, as Hippomaniacs, they've shown some Timber in the past, which plays well against PL, but not really against the rest of the VEGA lineup. With the Bloodstone nerf, right?
5 seconds remaining.
So many of these, Timber and Storm are the main ones. They become so hard to pick because if they die in the mid game, they're now off the map.
Is the crux here, and I think like the other thing to keep in mind is looking at Hippomaniac's lineup right now. They do not have good damage past like the mid game, right? They need some sort of carry, whether it's someone like Lycan to increase that tempo of tower taking. I don't think Lycan's the best choice in this type of game, but as an example, you need something to deliver you if something goes wrong 20 minutes in, because right now, if Hippomaniacs don't take out the tier 1s by 15-minute mark, I'm really concerned.
You know what you might do as Hippo? You might go back to like a Dragon Knight and just go full-on push. Just go, you know what? We know we're going to be on a clock anyway with what VEGA have already shown. We've got the last overall pick. Let's just go super heavy. I mean, you could pivot back to a Dusa.
I think Dusa's not going to be quick enough. I think they have the way of dealing with you.
I think Dusa's faster than you think now. I think Dusa with 4 Wraith Bands and the jungle sort of unnerfed in this patch it's a faster paced hero than I've given it credit for.
All right. Ball than we both have, but Haas, there's an important detail here, and that's the fact that you're up against a PL that will eventually get a diffuser.
That's fine though. The PL. Okay, so we expected that. The PL Dusa matchup is actually a matchup that can go either way. Like the PL diffusal does not hard counter Dusa at all.
Oh, I get where you come from.
It's just a matter of who gets ahead.
And that's the thing that I wanted to like back up with, that is that Magnus being your team means it's harder to actually outfarm this PL.
That's true. That's true.
You know, this is the deciding game. This is the shot. They could be ballsy, but to be honest,
go full push. Go full push.
So is it going to be the Morphling?
They're going to bring back the Morphling. I mean, it's a direction they've gone. They're clearly super confident with this hero, but I just don't know. I think it might.
I think you have to be careful.
And it's going to be up against Lina mid.
Yeah. I think when I'm looking at this right now, as you get into the mid game, it's hard to actually lock him down before he morphs strength, right? So like for Grimstroke, you can't actually get the Phantom Embrace out quick enough. An RP, you can hit the morph in time. The catch is probably going to be Pex. If he can get a gaze out before you can react, which you can do, then you can actually just lock down and kill off this morphling easily.
I just look at it as Supreme. You're not going to be able to. You've got Lina by herself, right? Makes it so that you can't run around on full agi. And pretty much but like you've got Grimstroke and Lich and Magnus that can all add that magic damage combo. So if you get caught by 2 heroes, you die so fast when you're.
Hey, at least it's not one of those lion mids, right?
Oh god. Well,
I saw that picked enough against
Infinite Scaling Finger of Death, guys.
You know, it's a very good spell. Scales up. Decent size cooldown. I can walk with it once I get an axe. Axes are free right now, right? Like everyone's building around them. That's the theories.
Yeah, I'm sure you can farm as lion. I'm sure.
Yeah. God. Just build a Maelstrom, have a drow on your team. You got the attack or go to work with the attack speed.
Can you stop ruining my pubs, please?
Look, I'm just saying, all right? If you've got a drow on your team and you haven't built Maelstroms, I don't know what you're doing with your time, but you're not maximizing efficiency, that's for sure. But we got our lineups. We're ready to get underway. They're going to take a moment, take a deep breath, because it's all on the line. They both want to make it to Bucharest, but to keep the dream alive, one must fall so the other can rise.
And again, I'm going to go back to a point that I made at the beginning of the previous series. Just composure by VEGA. I mean, this team they've gone through a lot of drama in the last couple of weeks, from disappointment in the EU qualifiers. They barely missed out on the first major in the qualifiers as well, and then had to go through. You know, you wonder how much all that's taken a toll mentally.
Yeah, they got something to prove. They got to sit here and go, look right here, PGL. We earned this from the get. Shouldn't even been in question. We're going to prove to you that we deserve that invite to the closed qualifiers because we plan to get the main event. But they've got some obstacles. Let's go get ahead of ourselves. Obstacles ahead of them because after this, they've got a best of 3 against OG. And it's going to be interesting because some teams, they love this back-to-back constant gameplay as they're winning series. Other teams,
yeah.
I mean, everyone has a limit. Eventually, you get exhausted. You think how many games VEGA has played today?
Well, and it's something that we talk about a lot on LAN. It's so much more relevant than people realize, and you don't really appreciate it until you see how these teams interact in person. The teams have very distinct personalities. The way that they respond to adversity, the way that they handle very long days and manage their schedule the next, it differs a lot. And I mean, that's part of why, even apart from drafting, that's part of why good captains are invaluable. And Kezu is still feeling that way. He's still adapting to this captain's role.
That's the other thing, because I mentioned VEGA, but then you look at HIPPOMANIACS. HIPPOMANIACS have been back-to-back. You know, they had a series before this one. They'll hop into this one, and if they do beat VEGA, they're into a best of 3 next. And every person has their limit. Doesn't matter how energetic they are, doesn't matter how far they go. You know me? I'll be sitting there, I can sit up for 2 days and then, but at some point, I'm going to start hallucinating the former presidents of the United States, and that's when I know I'm done. Right? There's only so long the body can hold on.
Well, you definitely don't want to hallucinate the current president.
I'm pretty sure I get close by having a...
Former, I guess it depends on which.
I don't know. I might just... At that point, I'm pretty sure I'm going to just be hallucinating a Satsuma wearing a sombrero.
Okay. Oh. What?
He's got a very nice orange tan. He definitely goes to those fake tanning drops.
Okay, send help, guys. I think Pigeon's losing.
Hey, you know, just a little bit of Trumpism talk about the politics and into the data, though, because how are we going to start this? It's going to be Pexu up top with Madara here, and, well, they are going to be annoyed a little bit by the Undying, but you can fairly well aggress this lane, I'd say. Absolutely. I mean, this is not an axe cutting behind your creep wave. Interesting. This is a fairly consistent theme. We've seen one team a lot of times starting in a tri-lane and potentially back. Although when you look at the comparison, The Hippomaniacs lineup can afford to do this at the start much easier because they have a Sand King.
I agree. And it is the premium that you put on shutting down the Dara in the early. Like we talk about the Morphling potentially being a little on the slow side, but if you can shut down the L, I like your chances at using the pushing power of this Pugna Rasta.
That's definitely. And they're going to have to. The kind of crux of what they're doing here is while they're applying a lot of pressure to shut down PL, I'm concerned because if Magnus gets a decent start, then he just starts empowering the PL. PL is fully recovered.
Curry is missing CS power here. He missed with the first range creep, putting a decrep on the Lina. Blast a little bit. As a result, advantage early on to...
Nice start. Mage is, of course, one of these infamous Lina spammers. He plays the hero a lot. He knows what he's doing. Sand King, what's he doing in the bot lane? Balance Embrace on him. He's gone.
Okay.
They put the sentry far back. He actually panicked because he didn't even get a chance to try and de-ward.
Nicely done. Bit of a ward juke.
And now the pressure is on because if Hippomaniacs stay up here for another minute, this may begin to snowball pretty hard in the bot lane.
Yeah, and he immediately comes back to lane, puts down a sentry, and Kezu immediately quelling blades it.
Teksu getting low here. Oh, Frost Shield goes down. Madara's going to move in, and it looks like Shadow Shaman's going to go down. The Fairy Fire to try and buy some time. One more tap will do it. Madara, there's the Spirit Lance. Can he get it? The illusion? No. Madara, he got baited in here. He's got no mana left. No.
Can he turn?
He's going to go down.
Oh, God. What a huge turn of events. Muff living on 20 HP and giving the kill to Supreme on the Morphling.
Saberlight, they found Sand King again. They'll skewer across the Power Strike. It's just a tiny little one. It doesn't get him far away. The salve is wasted here. Even if he lives, he's got a long way to walk back.
Yeah. That hurts.
They're actually diving top here.
They are diving hard.
The aggression is on. They want to feed as much into Supreme as they can on this Morphling because they know the impact he can have after the last game.
Yeah, and it's important to note, right? Supreme is still sustaining a pretty good CS total despite all this aggression that they're showing. So he's not getting forced off the creep waves.
Now, it's primarily the work, the Undying and the Shaman, which together do a lot of damage with the Shackles and then just punching away with that Stolen Strength. You do a lot of damage.
And boy, Peksu having to walk all the way back to base on his Lich. Vidara suffering as a result.
He does have a TP to get out. That's the consolation prize, whereas Saberlight, he had to make a shameful walk out here. This is...
Oh, that was close to the mid lane.
Oh, wow.
Dragon Slave.
He almost got him as close to both of them. They are living life on the edge. No, maybe next time. He wanted it. He won't be able to get it, though. Strike of Fate doesn't have that much range. This isn't a power shot. Saberlight, he has de-warded the bot lane, so he can dance his little heart wherever he wants now.
Look, Curry had to walk all the way back to base as well on his Pugna.
Whereas Lina, well, Mage has actually hung around the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Got the salve coming out for Mango.
Get the regen on the courier.
On top, ping's coming now. They know they can't move him to Peck, so they just want to see if he uses the Frost Armor himself, though. They are just zoning out, making sure there's no XP here for the Vega side, so they can maximize what the Morphling gets. In the bot lane, Phantom's Embrace again on the Sand King, drags him across. The disruption is good there. Now he's going to try and dance his heart off in his Sandstorm. Inkswell does connect, and there's the sentry down. Forest Strike across, looking on Madara, going to get low. Doppelganger away, though. He's going to turn around and look to fight. Now he needs to move away from Seni, who doesn't have any mana, and the salve's coming out from Madara. Undying can't do anything against this all of a sudden.
Only level 3, doesn't have a point. Not gonna get a lucky last hit on the PL there.
And they came here for the runes, but can they get them maybe next time? Trying to body block up, and he actually doesn't get that rune.
Oh no!
Little kiss is coming out. He says fair play. Well
3
done.
out of 4 for Hippo.
Looking nice for them. They got a slight gold lead, and of course their Morphling is top in the CS so far. The catch is Magnus is doing pretty well, and so is Mage on that Lina.
Yeah, but I thought it looked for a little bit like Curry might be suffering in this. He has come back nicely. He's actually been kind of spamming that another.
He actually might be dead in a moment. Inkswell, Phantom's Embrace is out. They're going to find him, and they can just burn him down with the Dragon Slave.
Oh, man, and before level 6, too. I mean, you're as Pugna, you have that clock ticking in your head, but you have the sense there that you have maybe 1, maybe 2 more waves. to lane.
And she doesn't have to worry about you right now because he's still not level 6. So if he comes in the lane,
right,
he'll notice the map now, so he should be fine. He will be able to get 6 on this creep wave.
Yeah.
And Mage needs to go use the shrine.
Yeah, it's just a little fortunate that the wave was pushing right into his tower as he come back, although.
He makes because he's winning this matchup.
Yeah, let's not leave this Morphling free farming bottom though. That would be a problem.
He's going to go there. Madara, he wants no part of that. He's actually heading top again. Looks like he might end up just being relegated to jungle at this rate.
Invis rune on the center is dying.
Magnus?
Gonna try and set up a play onto Kezu here, but he's tanking it.
He is. Shackle's coming out. Fancy raise the RP. They use it. Sankin gonna get low. Can they find him though? The Soul Rip's good enough. And Kezu skewers through. Finally uses the shockwave a little bit too late, but there's the Frost Armor to protect him. Now they can't even right click him down. They're gonna stand their ground, undying, getting low, and TP away from Muff in the meantime. As they lose 2, the first RP pays off.
Absolutely sick move by VEGA and validating the decision to leave the Morphling a little bit free bottom.
But the Morphling will eventually become a problem because in this type of game, an E-Blade build can pay off against at least 3 of these members of the side of VEGA.
Yeah, Curry, that Lina has ult, buddy.
What are you gonna do? Decrepify yourself? I wouldn't advise it. Times are hard on Pugners when they have to lane against Lenas like this. She has actually got the rain drop as well, so she can tank a lot more than the Pugner can.
Yeah, a little bit surprising to not see Curry go that direction.
Yeah, he's already feeling the burn. I mean, look how much of his health he lost to just 1 Dragon Slave. 2 Dragon Slaves. Mage. Oh, the Laguna. Oh, 30 HP. Mage did not do the maths on that one.
No, not quite.
Well, he at least forces him out of lane again as Curry runs away. But need to be careful because the Shaman is nearby. It's a level 2 for shock, which would get you close to death. There's the Arcane Ring bot, though.
Take that camp.
He life drained it, but he's still going. He's leaving. Mage actually didn't check for the runes. He would have found a nice Arcane Rune at the bot. And the ward now goes down that will reveal that. This mid lane has been very much people walking back. Twice now for Curry. I believe this is the first time for Mage. You don't see this often.
A little bit of trouble here top.
They reveal him the dark.
He got vision.
The Frost Armor slowing down. That Fire Strike is not good enough to skewer through to follow up. He is going to fall. And they drop the Tombstone as well. They'll get the final tap. They'll even farm up the Tombstone as well. Madara needs to be careful. Senny's controlled up. He gets wrong. He doesn't know which one's real. And focuses for Hippomaniacs in the wrong area because you can see that not brought the Shaman to the mid. They know they need to actually find a kill on Delina because she's just pressuring on Takari too much.
VEGA making the adjustment, leaving the Morphling down bottom. It doesn't look like Hippo is really...
Maybe next time.
Result. He's getting... I mean, there you go. You left the Morphling alone and he gets the kill.
Well, this is the real reason he named himself that. When ganks like that fail, he can just say maybe next time, because this time it will not be a kill. It'll be him the one going down and Supreme moving across.
I'm sure he's never heard that joke.
Maybe he's heard it too much and now he's just upset.
Dude, Supreme, you have
Light Striker Ray, they know. Oh no, they get him, Laguna.
I mean, he was sitting there in the tree from like under 600 HP. He morphed a little bit, but...
And now Kari, Light Strike Ray is there. Hex coming out. Lich getting low. We'll move away. Phantom's Embrace is on the Pugner, so he can't do anything but run. The Shackles are out. They're going to turn around here. Frost Armor there as well. Mage needs to be careful. Light Strike Ray too late. His greed gets punished.
Yeah, a very high value rebuttal kill. I did not think Mage needed to play there quite as aggressively.
I feel like the Phantom's Embrace as well. You probably put it on the Shaman instead. Yeah. And then you should have Light Strike Array in time to deal with the Pugner. But as a result of that, Pugner just skirts back in, finds himself a kill, even finds himself a haste rune, so if he wants to go use a shrine.
That's significant because the gold lead is still basically even. It's switched from VEGA now to Hippo in the last few seconds.
Yeah, still playing catch up. Look at the difference between him and the Morphling.
I mean, the Morphling has just been given so much space, and if I had to criticize at this point in the game, it's just that the other 4 heroes of Hippo, I felt like needed to play a little bit more conservatively, knowing that they were 4v5.
And you can also see a very different item choice from what we usually see on a Morphling. He's the defusal because he wants to be involved early in these fights.
Is under attack.
Still, he's gonna. I understand the rationale there, but he is going to be very susceptible to all this magic damage. Long time if he goes that.
Seni is susceptible to a lot of right clicks here as Madara runs him down with the frost armor. They'll smoke up instantly. They're going to move across here. Uh-oh, Grimstroke in the mid lane, getting low, trying to move on to Kari here. Life Drain's going to come out, but stun. Perfectly timed now. The ward's down. They just melt straight through Petsu. Madara has to retreat. Kari is chasing on to maybe next time, who does have a salve. Meanwhile, in the jungle, they try to go for Supreme. They're going to turn around here. The Laguna's still available. The Sun's going to be the turn to lead himself. The Barrow Strike, the Light Strike rate, they both connect. The Maid has to turn around. He actually gets the kill on the Supreme.
Dire's top tower.
Morphling.
Oh, gosh.
Question mark. Why?
Yeah. Yeah, there's really not much more to be said there.
I'm trying to think if that was like a mispress. It had to be because he knew she wasn't stunned long enough. He knew going full Agi was probably going to get him killed. He had to know.
Right. Well, and again, that's not going to change anytime soon because of the item. I mean, he's going to have to be really quick and really well timed on these morphs, or he's such a glass cannon.
And the other thing is actually, you know, he made it even easier. He made sure Lina didn't even have to use Laguna there, which means if someone shows in this lane right now top, they might die. And look at his positioning. They're getting ready for some aggression here. And Supreme moving in with an invis room right now. He's angry. He wants some vengeance. He's going to push it towards his team with the adaptive strike.
He needs to know that he's in the middle of 3 heroes, though.
He's got a long duration left.
He's 600 HP, man.
They put down a sentry or use a dust right now.
I know. He's just insta-dead.
Meanwhile, bot, they're going to go in here, look for a kill non-dying. They should be able to find now Lina in the top lane. They're trying to move in on it, but the Phantom's embraced out in the Morphling. He can't do anything. The Shackle's going to come out in the meantime on the Grimstroke. We'll go pop the Inkswell, but it doesn't matter. The damage is done. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Actually, the difference here is Vega can take a tower, whereas the top tier 1 got denied.
Are fortified.
Effective trading, because now let's look at the PL. Look at how he's accelerated.
Dire's top tower.
We did warn about this in power and how quickly.
That's the problem. And I mean, look, Morphling does get his level 10 talent. When he finishes at it, I mean, in a way, Morphling doesn't care because he can turn agility into strength anyway. But it just feels like you need to make this game a little bit easier to play here. And the Diffusal build means you really have to choose between being a viable damage source in these fights and living through any kind of a spell combo.
He's kind of turned himself into this utility, this kind of control factor with big stuns and slows. But you look at the lineup and he's actually meant to be the physical damage as well.
I mean, it's the thing, right? The E-Blade build, the point of the E-Blade build is you get in, you do your damage, and you get out. You don't have to worry about standing there right-clicking with Agi.
Kezu, Seni sidesteps the skewer. But they do get the arcane rune. Kezu will be happy about that.
Right?
He has got the RP off cooldown. He just needs a little bit of mana. Question is, can they make a play?
He's got 2 clear.
He's actually going to go top, just continue farming. Epicenter in the bot lane, though. They're going on Madara here. No, he sees it coming. Doppelganger's away. They're going to move now with the life drain. They'll be able to clean him up. Mid, though. Are they going on this? Yeah, they are. Lina's going to go down as well. Supreme. That was actually their move.
That's just...
Dire's structures.
That's too many deaths by me.
It's costing them a lot now.
And when you stack the 2 deaths by Madara as well. The one was early on, so you can't really complain. 4 deaths on your 2 farming cores at this point.
Dire are scanning.
It is a problem for sure, and losing these towers is another problem. We said there was a timing Hippomaniacs had to make, and you know what? The 5 seconds over, Alan, but they're doing
careful,
it.
Buddy. He committed on to Kezu so hard there.
And he won't get him. The RP used, but they get a big kill. They did lose their tier 1, but that is the most important kill in the game for them right now, because while Pugna will bridge you through this mid game, you need this Morphling to take you through the lane. Moving in, Mage.
He knew.
Oh, he shoot up here. He's going to be moved forward by Saberlight, and look at the damage coming out. It's gone. They even dropped the wards to ensure they can get the tier 2. Costly errors coming out from Mage, and every time his team finds something somewhere else, he's giving something away and not helping him.
we talk about just the effects of having all these games back to back and what a test of mental endurance will be. And I think you're seeing a little bit of that come out here in this game. A little bit of questionable decision making here on both sides. These are big core deaths that we're giving up here, and it really becomes a little bit more significant on the side of Vega because of the push potential of that Rasta Pugna combo. Even the Sand King can shove lanes all day long.
And now they're going to shove onto this tier 3 tower. This is a Pugna, of course. You know how this one works. Life Drain on Akezu. He didn't expect that. The Power Strike doesn't connect from Saberlight. But they already used the Phantom's Embrace. So dust him up. And it looks like Sand King's going to go down. They should that with the Laguna.
I mean, he knew what was going to happen. That if he misses that,
it's like just
with Magnus down, I think the rest of his team feels pretty good about it.
Like he knew what he was doing. He knew, but it allows Pugna to keep poking, and they almost have that tier 3 tower now.
SNY coming out is leading the board in farm. Not as much of a gap.
He has built a very aggressive build in a different form. Usually you see that diffusal, but he knew he had to tank up a little bit. But this is PL meaning to fight.
And the reason, guys, I don't mean to harp. The reason that I feel out of all, you know, if Lina were making her progress, say a Shadow Blade, Supreme would not be able to do what he was just doing and clear his entire jungle on Magic.
No, I agree. It's you look at Lina, she's meant to be this mid-game hero that controls that flow, who finds those pickoffs regularly. Instead, she's the one becoming problematic. At least Madara is finding pickoffs, though. He just casually walked top and did find a Shaman alone. And the good news is he can actually go into these aggressive mid-game items like a Sanjin Yasha, maybe like Diffusal there.
Those are not bad deaths per se, unless you turn one death into...
Or if you allow them to now turn that into a Roach, because the DD just spawned outside the pit, and Supreme needs a second life.
Of course, why wouldn't it? So, Morphling on 206 Agi and a DD. Sweet. Thanks, X-Ray.
Now, by my mathematical calculations, that's a lot of damage.
I mean, this is why I had to get a PhD, so I can tell you you're right.
There we go. Glad of that. And they'll be glad about getting the Aegis because Vega were too late to interrupt this. Saberlight being pretty aggressive on the backside. They're going to move in. Soulbind's going to come out. They use the Hex already in the Grimstone. Laguna, a lot of damage done, but the Morphin coming out from Supreme. He's going to be fine on the back. Sand King will go down as they go for the backstab. Madara is the real concern in this fight. They'll look for Seni next. Decrepify keeps him alive in the meantime. Down the back, still chasing through. Supreme getting low, wants to kill the mage, but he can't find it. Turns to the Lina, but he goes down regardless. They got the Light Striker rifle when he comes up. He might be a little bit of trouble here. He's pretty deep. He can't actually escape quick enough. Supreme, waveform down. RP! They all walked in. Kezu!
Oh my god, Kezu! Wow.
Morphling, he gets away, but he's got no one left.
You know that sometimes happens? You just get so far into the fight that you, even at this level, sometimes you forget about one of those big ults, because usually those are coming out earlier, but man, Kezu holds it, waits for 3 in the choke point, and just drops the hammer.
Mr. K-God stepping in to make sure his team now has certain lead over their opponents and Hippomaniacs. Well, I'll be asking where that went wrong, because that wasn't just losing 4. You essentially lost 5 because you lost the Aegis on Morphling as well.
Right. And it just kills your momentum. It feels so it feels so much worse to have that happen on the side of Hippo than it would if you're Vega, because ultimately as Hippo, yes, this Morphling is farming, but you're probably the ones on the clock here. I mean, all 3 cores of Vega scale so powerfully into the game.
It's also when you think, another thing that people don't look at too much is when you've been playing this aggressive and Hippomaniacs have had control of the mid game, you look at the ward placements, they're very aggressive because of that type of fight, and it's setting you back. Vega can now look to invade your jungle and suddenly your vision becomes useless.
You know where they are on their own side of the map, but unless you can shove the waves and make sure that the fights are occurring there, whatever.
And I like this pickup coming out from maybe next time. He's finally finished up the Spirit Vessel, and all of a sudden Pugna and Morphling both are going to suffer because of this.
Smoke play coming out here on the side of Hippomaniacs. Gonna go in behind Curry, and Curry kind of sells it a little bit with that farming rotation.
See if they fall for it.
There might be a ward there. It doesn't matter because there's...
I like sending quickly moving up the high ground, gets that ward down to make sure that they can't be backstabbed here. They're actually going for the base.
Okay.
They got the serpent wards. They do see the lich as well. They move in. Pexu's gone. Now they gotta think twice about this.
Maybe you don't.
The tier 3 is almost gone as well. They can't let Pugner touch it again. They need to get rid of the Never Ward, but the Scrubfire keeps it alive. The PL Illusions will just be a little bit frustrating, and we'll get rid of the Never Ward. Curry moving in. Soulbind is slowing him down. Phantom's embrace out as well. Saberlight caught here as also. Now they're moving on. PK do the skewer back the Laguna. They get rid of the Pugner and they clean up the Sand King as well. And they're not done just yet. Supreme, he's pretty deep here. Light Trigger Ray connects and he's in a little bit of trouble. Waveform away. TP out by Senny. He says, I want no part. Muff's leaving as well. Can they escape here? Supreme with the Doppelganger trying to just elude them, but they see everything. And Diffusal will slow him down as he runs out of money. He runs out of time. He's down. Kezu playing out of his mind to keep his team in control.
Yeah, that's the captain and shot caller, and yeah, he's not going to let us lose.
Man,
just waits with the patience. It's not just about how many heroes you catch in the RP. It's about the position and your ability to reposition them with the skewer. 2 fights in a row where Kezu just hit it at exactly the right place.
Man, a myth, but legend. Kezu, a man who was on a very highly recognized team in secret a while back. Yep. Has floated around ever since, but this squad that VEGA put together, seemingly last minute, some of the members they got just to qualify has proven the point.
That's a DDPL.
Yep, Curry's down, and now Saberlight, he needs to leave his Sandstorm escape, but no, they see the Tombstone, the Soulbind comes out, and there's the Chain Frost, the damage on Shaman's huge, the Laguna gets him as well. They lost 3 more again, and Saberlight, is he going to go down all the way from through? Yule's coming out from Lynch, going to be fine. Spirit Vessel out, Supreme, he's in trouble. The start phase, he's finally going to go down. They will get the kill of Saberlight, the skewer back again. He keeps finding everyone as Morphling will fall. The entirety of Hippomaniacs get killed.
Yeah, I mean, and they put their cards face up. This match overall first pick in this draft, and Hippo just looking like they cannot deal with it.
Well, we are proving we're proving a theory here. What wins? What kicks the crap out of what in the Wild Kingdom? Is it a hippo or is it a shark? And right now, these sharks are hungry. Thank you.
I know I don't want to be in a canoe against either one of them, but...
Oh, Madara almost died there.
Madara a little bit low. Yeah, that life is a lot of damage.
Good thing he strength tread switched, or he would be dead right now. Maybe next time we'll TP away. They should all be able to escape. But they put the pressure on. They get rid of that tier 3. They almost get the melee racks, and they say, anything you can do, Pugner, we can do better. Look, they're trying to find anyone on the retreat. They won't find Kez as Shadow Bladed up. And they just waste time chasing that. There's no kills.
Yeah, and meanwhile, one of the really significant things that last couple of minutes does with the 2 towers there is that Lena has completed her Shadow Bleed and is now almost to her beat. So a lot of the kind of mid-game miscues here are going to go away.
Pugner?
There it is.
There's those pickoffs, and that'll just accelerate the BKB that's ready and waiting in just a few hundred gold to be picked up by Mage. Roche up possibly in a minute and a half. And when that time comes, you look at Vega's posture in this game. They've almost got all the outer towers. They got a huge gold lead. If they actually got an Aegis on a PL at this stage, they could at least take 1 set of racks.
Oh, for sure. And again, it's really also just about keeping sustained and disciplined pressure on the map. All the pressure is on Hippo.
And you can see they feel it because they are hesitant to go anywhere. They just surrendered all of the rooms, and at 25 minutes in, that money really starts to add up.
Yeah, it does. And also, as you feel just fine about your late game, right? If Hippo take a few fights and take you late, that's fine as long as you're not hemorrhaging objectives, as long as you're not, you know, feeding serial hero kills.
Especially with a hero like Madara on this PL, you think about the Doppelgang cooldown. You think about Doppelgang and how many spells you can dodge out and how many awkward scenarios you can skip away over life.
It's not just the PL. Like, even if the PL gets picked off or taken out of the fight, right? At this point, it looks like the Morphling is the only thing on the side of Hippo that's going to scale, and you can still threaten the Morphling just fine, Magnus Lena, but really with any combination of.
And you know he's threatened when he queues up a heart. Morphling.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
They're just trying to slow this down because you can see Vega poking and prodding. They're making sure every lane is pushed in because they know Roche could be up very soon. They can find Curry in the bot lane as pick-off. They will feel confident around this Roche pit entirely. Pings come out. They know about Curry. There it is. They're going to chase through. Mage. He's shadow bladed up. Curry should know someone's up. He has got TP. He's hanging around. Mage sees him.
Oh, no.
Yours with the light strike array. Can he get him Laguna? Yes, he can.
Yeah.
And that's the pick-off. And 50 seconds until Roche is up.
I really think, and we talked about this in the last game, I think you got to think about Aeon Disc. You're just so vulnerable to pick.
Oh, Mage.
Okay, fine.
They're going to find a pick-off in response. He's moving by with the Shadow Blade. They were waiting. They dropped the wards. They dropped everything to ensure the kill.
Okay.
But now, look at this. Kezu is here. He wants to fight. There's a sentry down that sees him as he moves through the Shadow Blade. And he finds a pick-off.
Modder's like, no, wait, guys. I'm going to farm the wards. Come on.
Yeah, what are you doing, guys? This is free gold. Got DD, but you won't get to use it in that way. But the thing is, with those Serpent Wards committed there, Hippomaniacs just crippled themselves when it comes to defending the Roche.
Exactly.
In fact, defending base, defending anything right now, because a big chunk of their damage is honestly coming out of those level 2 Serpent Wards.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, it really hurts them. That as much as we talk about the Lena's deaths, Pugna just gets dumped on by anybody.
And I just see the biggest problem right here. I'm looking at Hippomaniac's lineup, and we just said the Serpent Wards does a lot of damage. Screw the Undying. He's going to die. You know, it's not. Ignore his name. It's not true. Undying. Dying, or like. But I'm just focusing on this more. Nice
That's
hero.
your joke? I mean, that's
nice hero.
Really...
I'm skipping by it. I'm not focused on it because there is an important thing. And that is that this Morphling does not do enough damage, especially when he's building into a heart. He'll live, but who kills who?
Well, again, it is Morphling. Heart does give you some strength. You know, you can turn that into Agi, but it's kind of an unconventional build here on the Morphling. You're not going to have the Manta style completed for that extra dodge potential and foot push. And
look at this. Roche is now up. The pings come out. They're saying, let's maintain vision. Let's get ready around this pit. Hippomaniacs, the problem is with these creep waves always pushed in. This is important. We said about this in the previous game. Vega very good at doing this. Is when you keep these lanes shoved in, if no one is coming to them, you know they're probably looking towards that pit. Or to gank.
Exactly. Yeah, but you still can't necessarily do that much about it.
No, Serpent Wards are back up. Shaman could help out around this Roche now. And it's the crucial part is if Sankin can get the level 3 orb. But Madara. He did. He's going aggressive. The BKB comes out, though. He jukes out the Burrow Strike. He's going to be fine here. Gets through the Tombstone. Ready to take over the fight. Stabilize been found. Making no BKB. Light Trigger is there. And Sanking will no longer be. If he's going to go down the RP, gets committed for nothing. Kezu. Interesting choice. Won't matter, though, because what they've done is they've secured the pit.
Yeah, exactly. Tombstone down. And you're going to roast decently quickly here, I think.
Look, do you see those PL illusions of Morphling? He's got the arm pieces. We are StarCraft now, folks.
Me?
Me Zeratul.
You're crazy.
Moving in, Skewer. Kezu found another one. The Shaman. He's gonna go down. No commit on the wards. He's gonna buy back as he needs to on the side. They do find the kill on the Lich. Both of them will have to buy back to get back in this fight. They keep them out of the pit for the time being, but they are definitely investing more resources to make sure that's the case on the side of Hippomaniacs. There's a DD bot as well.
You're feeling the delay game. Thank God that's not top.
We have seen TI's decided on the back of runes outside the pit. This one isn't outside the pit, but they'll spot it.
Vega falling back here, though.
They are being very careful about this. They have a huge lead. As you said yourself already, the later this goes, the more confident Vega feels.
I have no issue with them playing methodically.
You're just admiring it. You want to highlight it. You're like, this is how you play.
The question is with Sand King dead, who even goes into the Roche pit there for him? Like, Shadow Shaman can't blink. Or if your plan is morph waveforming in, I would strongly urge you to reconsider.
That's a high-risk play until you get 2 charges of waveform.
Yeah, he's got a heart. He's quite tanky now.
Yeah, but it's just going to be like watching one of those brutal Mortal Kombat finishes as someone just rips his chest out, finds his heart, just crushes it. Especially a DDPL right now.
Right, and that's kind of the problem, that there's enough spells and there's a bunch of PL illusions. Morphling is not going to have as easy a time as you would in a lot of games, disengaging from these fights, exploiting the heart regen, and then going right back in. You know, Vega have what they need to press the action in these engagements. They're not afraid of taking long fights.
And they are looking to take a fight right now. They are smoked up and on the prowl. They don't want to go up the high ground like this, but the smoke is going to be broken. Curry will be able to blink away in time. Now trying to move in. Sand King jumps across, but the Phantom Brace comes out. He's in trouble. Major, the BKB is going to be fine. Sand King is not. He's going down pretty quick out of mana already. Trying to move away on the side. The Servant Wards are committed, and they find Kezu. The most frustrating spawn on their side is now dead. They're going to go for BKB out from Madara, finds the kill in him up. The 2-for-1 trade on the back. Laguna is going to be there, though, and they do find the kill on the Undying as well. Waveform goes through, finds the kill on the Peksu. Trying to even up here, turns into P himself, says, Mage, you're my target, but Mage is out of mana. He doesn't do enough damage. Supreme needs to move away quicker than this. As Madara proves he is the true and most powerful
PL. He should not be out of mana.
Side stop. He needs to actually get rid of that, but Crepify means he can't. Spirit Vessel's out, and Madara looks like he's the victor in this, as he asserts dominance. They're moving forward, looking for more. They won't find it, but they have secured the Roche Pit. The Sand King's down for 40 with no way back in.
Structures are fortified.
Yeah, and you can see how Vega are putting a lot of priority on this Sand King. I've got to agree with that, because once Saberlight is dead, Hippo does not have that much in the way of AoE control. Certainly not compared to Vega behind Kezu, who you've got the LSAs, back up, you got Grimstroke spells.
Should also be highlighted, like,
even Lich Frost Shield.
Have you noticed something here in this game, by the way? Does it feel like the Phantom Lancer is building like a Morphling and the Morphling is building like a Phantom Lancer?
You know, almost. Actually, yeah. It is a little bit weird, but I think the PL's build is definitely appropriate to the situation. I don't know that the Morphling's build is bad.
It just doesn't fit the tempo. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Like the PL, what I love about this BKB pickup especially is we said when it gets to level 25, he can elude and be fine, but that's a long way off. Between 20 and 25, that's like 2, 3, maybe 14 fights.
Well, and you just look at like when Hippo was going to need to take control of this game. I mean, the big problem area for Vega was going to be if Hippo could sustain these mid-game pushes, and that BKB, you know, it may not be the optimal build once you get to 50 minutes, but it's going to take you through that mid-game.
Instead, Hippomaniacs once again on the defensive. Vega ready to move in. All ults are available for Hippomaniacs. And well, I'm getting PL pretty low there. You can't underestimate the amount of damage with the Decrepify.
Partly why I like this Linken's pickup by the Lineage. Onto the PL as well. A lot more protected against.
They're reluctant to commit too heavily here. They want to try and find a pick off the way. And Epicenter being challenged by Saberlight. No! He got baited in there.
What?
They won't know about it, but that...
But Epi is down. Oh, no.
That's a problem. Mage moving in. He's seen, though. These Shadow Blades getting spotted out. They will put down sentries. I'll spot this out. Actually, I think that's Gem. Yeah, Gem on Kezu. Madara moves in now. Bar Strike comes out. Light Strike Array gets dodged out by Saberlight. Moves away. Madara going ever... But though needs to get rid of Tombstone. The Ward committed an on location here. It's going to go with the BKB. Moving straight forward here. Sand King's going to get low. On the back foot, trying to take through. Coming out with RP again from Kezu. He may have just won the game for the side of Vega now.
Man, oh man.
GG. They know it's over.
Yeah,
Hippomaniacs. They say no more. This man is out of control. Kezu's RP solidifies Vega's position going up next against OG.
I mean, you talked about, I've praised Kezu's shot calling earlier today. I think Vega have composed themselves well in a lot of these games, but in this one, it was Kezu's individual gameplay.